Hello. We are live.
Somebody's high.
Rich.
I mean, his song was like stuck in my head for 4 weeks. People that get kicked, we're on Rumble, so don't put it there. We have to find out on Rumble. You need to sing some of this to a boy over there in Israel.
This is a depressed song. Everybody wants to make their statements. More people been doing drugs since the 60s, man. We start drugs out his job.
What amazed me is how long this song, how high the song went for such a long stayed up there. Made me really feel like, a good half our country was meditating pretty heavy.
Yeah, right. Crazy, isn't it? But we have a high standard of music. We grew up with the best. The stuff
What?
now is just a joke.
Well,
Really.
yeah, well, it is. It is kind of. It's just a different kind of world. But guys and girls, that was Theory and the song Medicaid. I hope y'all enjoyed it. It's a little weird. It's something for y'all to listen to. And
It's a carload of druggies driving around looking for drugs and a girl on a bike selling drugs, and they couldn't find her, I guess.
they kept driving right past her, man. I'm sorry. That was wrong. That's because they were medicated, my friend.
Well,
That's
not
that's
necessarily true. Some of the best mules are,
uh,
pristine-looking teenage girls. The cops don't look in their direction.
She had a
that's,
job. That's
And
all I'm saying. She had a
saying,
job. Don't knock her. She's working.
that's right. At least she ain't stripping or hooking. So there we go. Ladies and gentlemen, anyway, that was Medicaid by Theory. I hope y'all liked it. And it's been bugging me. These guys know the song's been stuck in my head somewhere, just lost away. I said, "Oh, I got to find this before it makes me crazy."
Well,
So now
how'd
it's
you
out
find
there in
it,
the
Joe?
gym.
How'd you find it?
You're already crazy.
I asked
What do you mean
asked the
before it makes
boss lady, and she figured it out. My wife was like, I was like, baby, remember that sign? And she said something, and I said, yeah, that sounds close. And then I put it in YouTube, and I found it. I was like, and it's it's always good to have two of us. My brain
Yeah.
ain't as fast as it used to be. Carly Lynn Davison, how are you tonight, and where are you from? Wisconsin. Well, happy Wisconsin Day, or whatever the hell's up there.
It's been a
No,
whole week.
we're gonna talk about the parade. We're gonna talk
Jeez.
about that later in the show. Right now, we're gonna talk about what the fuck is going on with Israel. Lost their fucking mind. Woo! Let's just blow some shit up. Let's kill some leaders. Let's just generally fuck.
They didn't
some
just
stuff
blow
up.
some shit up. They blew up 3 of their top military leaders and some of their nuclear facilities.
Oh,
This
I
is
know.
live
They were,
right-
they were,
this is
they were
live
having a
right
field
now.
day.
This is so missiles are coming in right now into Tel Aviv, and this is live right now. And then you see that the shield, the Iron Dome, those missiles are going up to intercept. But this is going on. This is live right now.
I know. I was loving it. I was watching someone earlier today. The guys on the balcony, and all of a sudden you see these interceptors start shooting up, and these dude starts freaking out. He turns off everything. These people. I'm like, come on, this guy's going to be a wuss, man. I said, why? Even the old days CNN would get out there and chase it. He came back. He was ready. He had his helmet on. He's like, I'm ready now. And it was funny as hell. But I mean, it was a dangerous situation. And I did see 3 come down into the city, but only one of them actually looked like it exploded. The other 2 were probably bits and pieces of something else coming down, something that was intercepted. But one of them was a pretty good solid hit.
Untouched.
Huh?
It looks untouched.
Yeah,
Really?
but there's a little hole blown in the center of it somewhere.
Yeah, they killed one person and injured like 75 others.
So wait, which 2 cities have we been fighting in tonight? What's the Iranian city?
In Iran?
Well,
Yeah, the one in
in
Iran.
Iran.
3 different areas in the western regions of Iran.
No. What's the big city in Iran? What's the name of it?
Oh,
Tehran.
Wait.
Tehran?
Tehran, yeah.
Tehran is the capital.
So Tehran and Tel Aviv is where they've been fighting. All right. Anyway, I always want to flip those 2 cities.
So
Yeah.
Tel Aviv and Jerusalem, they watch out. But in Iran, yeah, man, they're striking everywhere in Iran, but definitely Tehran.
Well, so
Mostly to the
let's look at this for a minute, okay? This is an interesting whole scenario. We got Iran pretty much has complete air superiority in the area. Iran can't go to sea because the Americans got a fleet parked out there. So, I mean, they're kind of stuck. All they can do is lob missiles at Israel, and Israel can strike anywhere they want, anytime they want, at any given target they want. They can't stop them.
Yep.
I mean, come on. And the shit part is they pulled the Ukrainian stunt and brought these things in trucks.
Well, but also they have excellent intel.
Oh, they do. Israel's probably got the best intel
I don't know
anybody
if
on the
anyone
planet.
listened to the. I guess it was their representative at the their ambassador at the UN, but the UN Security Council this morning. He said that Iran was within days, perhaps hours of having enough, military grade uranium to make a bomb. And then he asked these questions: when should we have waited till they finished making the uranium? Or should we have waited until they assembled the uranium into a bomb? Or should we wait until they put that bomb on a missile? There's really good points. When do you stop a terrorist organization from achieving nuclear power?
As soon as you find out
They
they're
weren't doing
trying
anything about it, for damn sure. That's for damn sure.
it took the pressure off of Trump, so he didn't have to do it. It puts the pressure on Iran now. So you heard, this is what cracks me up about all this. So Netanyahu goes, look, if they retaliate from this strike, we're going after the Ayatollah. So now they've been put on notice that Israel is going to try to kill their leader. Now this can really cause a really unstable area. I mean, it's a fairly decent sized country.
I think the area is already unstable, sir.
Well, it's unstable, but this can make it worse. So you look, well, who we got? A new leader in Syria, right? Don't we get that little young terrorist guy that took over in Syria, which Trump seems to like for some reason. So maybe he can work out. Trump likes the Arabs. So I don't know what's going on with that, but
yeah, I don't get that either.
But I mean, I'm not anti-Arab. It's not that. It's just kind of weird. And but anyway, he does. So now we got who would take over Iran. So we don't want another Ayatollah stepping up. That's for sure. We know a big chunk of their country wants to be a democracy. So
Jay and I were talking before the show. Remember the Shah of Iran? He was
yeah.
Yeah, like there wasn't a theocracy at least.
But I think the citizens want a democracy of some sort,
Yeah,
and I think that's what they're going to try to go after.
And I
So
think they kind of were starting to have that with the Shah of Iran before he was run off by the incoming Khomeini, not Khomeini, who's in there now. The names are very similar, which is really weird. It seems like it kind of, Khomeini was the first Ayatollah. Now they have this new guy, Khomeini. We used to call Khomeini the Khomeiniac.
well, who's in Gaddafi's spot in Libya?
Oh, probably another ignorant idiot Gaddafi-like dude. I don't know. I have no
No,
idea.
no, they said he was some guy that was trying to get things worked out.
Well, I don't know.
So it sounds like in both cases of these two countries being taken over, they seem to be. I think they realize there's more money in peace than there is in war for them.
Yeah.
Because they're little teensy ass pieces of crabs.
Well, and one thing is for sure, the Iranian government, as it is, must be dissolved. And since the military regime,
Pretty much was today.
yeah, this is it. You take out their military, you take out their weapons, you take out their troops and their equipment.
It was.
That's what has to happen.
So, and this actually helps the Ukraine quite a bit because this starts cutting off drones to the Ukraine.
Uh-huh.
Because they had this one guy out there, he was showing all the different trucks that had been bringing drones up to Russia, and now they're going to need to keep those drones for themselves. Plus, people now know where that road's at, so you know what Israel's going to start doing. They're going to start bombing the living crap out of that road.
Oh, that road won't exist anymore.
so this is when they attacked last night. What
I
Netanyahu?
wish to speak to you, the proud people of Iran.
I have balls.
We're in the midst of one of the greatest military operations in history,
Yes.
Operation Rising Lion.
Balls.
The Islamic regime, which has oppressed you for nearly 50 years, threatens to destroy my country, the State of Israel. The objective of Israel's military operation is to remove this threat, both the nuclear threat and the ballistic missile threat to Israel. And as we achieve our objectives, we're also clearing the path for you to achieve your objective, which is freedom. In the past 24 hours, we've taken out top military commanders, senior nuclear scientists, the Islamic regime's most significant enrichment facility, and a large portion of its ballistic missile arsenal. More is on the way. The regime doesn't know what hit them. They don't know what will hit them. The nation of Iran and the nation of Israel have been true friends since the days of Cyrus the Great. And the time has come for you to unite around your flag and your historic legacy by standing up for your freedom from an evil and oppressive regime. It has never been weaker. This is your opportunity to stand up and let your voices be heard. Woman, life, freedom.
Be cowards.
Zan,
Mikhail
Andegi,
Netanyahu.
Azadi. As I said yesterday and many times before, Israel's fight is not with you. It's not with you, the brave people of Iran, whom we respect and admire. Our fight is with our common enemy, a murderous regime that both oppresses you and impoverishes you. Brave people of Iran, your light will defeat the darkness. I'm with you. The people of Israel are with you.
That's pretty deep, man.
Yeah, it is
Very
deep. That
serious. I mean,
was deep.
he's not playing around. He's had it.
No, I think it was a good speech.
No, it is a good
I
speech.
agree.
But let's look at this a little differently. What's emboldening him to do this? What's empowering him? Why does he feel like he can do this right now?
Trump.
Yeah, Michael said it right. Trump.
And the fact he knows that if they get a black eye from anyone other than Iran, we'll step in and it'll be over.
And even Fetterman in Pennsylvania said we have to give Israel everything that they need to do this,
Yep.
man. So he's reaching out. I think now is the time. Remember, we talked about this just last week.
You
He said
know,
that the attack was imminent, and we said now is the time. So yeah, man.
So if you're Lazinski and you're looking at the at Tel Aviv today, and all you see is these missiles coming from all over on the ground. I mean, they came from everywhere. They're blowing shit up all over the place, and you're thinking to yourself, well, why can't
hi,
I have it?
Amelia.
Love letter, thank you note to Netanyahu
Hi,
and on the
Amelia.
download like right away. I would.
Hey,
Look who's here. Food
sweetie pie.
quarantine.
Hey, Amelia.
Yeah, I should have stopped by.
Hi.
But she's
Amelia.
she now lives in a communist country. Did y'all know that?
Oh, man.
Yes. She has to have
I've
wear
seen
red.
travel
Hey,
advisories.
Amelia, how you doing, baby?
Travel advisories to Canada, man. What the hell?
I know it's scary. They said don't go up there. It's dangerous. I was like, wow, you might be arrested. We just glad to see you. So what do you think? You ready? Y'all ready up there for this Israeli stuff? You ready? You better be ready. Tell Michelle she better start stocking stuff on the sides, man.
Building
That was
bunkers. Hey, Kurt,
Yes,
good to see you.
hey, Kirk. It's ladies and gentlemen, you're listening to News on the Flipside, currently live, and we're talking to a good friend of ours, Amelia, who we all love. It's well, actually, the picture you see up there is Tel Aviv. That's a live shot, I believe. If I ask Mike,
There's live camera.
It's
They're
live.
they're under attack. There's
Yeah.
hundreds of missiles headed their way right now.
They so it's been weird to watch. It kind of reminds me of Desert Storm back in the day, especially when I saw the guy in the balcony. I might have that clip. I'll have to
Cities
pull it
in
up.
Tehran are burning. Tel Aviv is not. It's been hit, but it's not. Currently.
Yeah, and it may take some more hits.
Let me ask you all a question though. When they're blowing up these nuclear facilities, what happens to the materials and the radiation and all that?
Well, it depends what they're using.
Underground facility, so it's buried. So you go however far deep down they buried it, and radiation, boom, you're dead.
Well, I'm saying they're blowing up facilities that are above ground. You know what I mean? That there are nuclear facilities, and you're just obliterating it. It's got to go somewhere.
Yeah.
Hey,
You
look
know.
at that. Sherry. Hey, Sherry. Good to see
I
you.
don't think it's gonna be
well,
if it's not already turned into a bomb and it's not active and they haven't enriched it enough, it's not going to be that devastating.
It's
well,
still
it
the
also
same
depends what
radioactive
kind of
material.
it depends what kind of bomb it is. If it's like in
Not
an
a
old
bomb. I'm
Haiti,
not talking about a bomb. I'm talking about the process.
yeah, that's what I'm getting ready to tell you. That's what I'm getting ready to tell you. The bomb makes a difference of the radiation spread.
I'm saying the rods and materials.
Yeah, so if you would shut up and listen for a minute, you learn something. So if they're using like a Hades type bomb, it will evaporate it. It will just disintegrate it. It was,
But you don't
it's
know
gone.
what kind of bombs they're using.
Well, and I'm just saying
They're
that's
using
more than
our
likely what they're using, though. They're probably using a high impact, high flame bomb just to make sure the radiation doesn't spread. If that's what they're doing, they may be bombing from on top and making sure they're burying it in with a secondary or third explosion. So they could be doing it either way. But Israel's pretty smart. And you know what? And don't take this the wrong way, ladies and gentlemen, but I don't know exactly how much Israel gives a shit.
That's what I'm saying. I don't think they give a shit. I think they're like, if they have a nuclear meltdown, it ain't our fault. You know what I mean? It's what they did.
If anyone's interested in the audience, you could probably find it on YouTube. I might need to find it to throw some of the stuff up here, but I don't know how long the speech is. Their ambassador, the Israeli ambassador to the UN today, pretty much flat out said, and you have to listen to it yourselves whether you agree with him or not, but he was rather eloquent in speaking in English, and they kept showing every once in a while they show the Iranian representative. He'd be just kind of sitting there going, "Don't show me on camera." You know, he did not want to be in that room. That was very intense.
So but who's doing more damage in all of this? Maybe it's the LA. No, I think it might be the LA rioters, man.
Yeah.
They're doing some serious shit out there, man. I don't know. They're doing some serious stuff.
Not just cars. I mean,
there are parts of the city. So there's several buildings that have been set afire. There have been 7 dumpsters that have been set on fire. Right now, I think the car total's up to 31 or 32. You know what they are, though? Most of them are them self-driving cars. So, ladies and gentlemen, a little advisory: don't get in a self-driving car in Los Angeles because you'll probably end up
on fire.
In the middle of the riot and on fire. So I'd stay away from them. But you know what amazed me more than anything else when I saw them? Did you notice those cars burnt to nothing? There's no frame or anything left. Yeah. What the hell kind of shit is that?
Well, so the 2 things I have to say about that. Number one, the Mayor Bass, Karen Bass, is a criminal. The instant those, whether it was a self-driving car, but some of them were police cars, regardless of what kind of cars they were, but especially since they were police cars, she should have called in the National Guard that evening, or at least requested it from the governor, who also should have automatically called it in. And if I was Trump, I would have them up on charges for not, at least I'm sure both of them are sworn in to uphold their state's constitution at the very least. Their state constitution does not say let rioters burn police cars.
It's well, no, I mean they're breaking the law, and they're starting to arrest people. I mean, they're slowly but surely. I like the reporter lady. We're gonna have to find a clip of that. So she's out there giving him shit. He just shoots her in the leg with a rubber bullet. Bah! I'm not kidding. Dude. He just reached over. Yeah. He was like, "Really, bitch?"
Was that girl? Was that girl from Australia?
I don't know. But he sure shot her in the fucking leg. I was laughing my ass off, and he was like, "What? You rioting?" Wow. I'm sorry. I shouldn't laugh about that, but that was too funny. But anyway, getting back to them cars.
His speech was actually sickening, Amelia. I mean, I had to turn it off. I was listening to it, and just the way they were talking about it made me like nauseous. I had to turn the TV off.
Oh, Newsom can, you know what? But it's still bothering me that these cars, there's nothing left. I mean, in the old days when a car burned, the frame was left. Nothing else was left, but the frame was left. Well, there's nothing left. I mean, it's like
resources to those, cars that didn't need rescue. I think that's a good call. Not
electric car fires.
You know, what bothers me about this is this means no matter what, you're not putting that car fire. It's going to burn you and cook you and toast you. This shit's just dangerous. I'm not even sure how to get away with that crap. Self-driving electric cars. That shit seems extremely dangerous.
I think especially when that lithium catches on fire. I mean, boom.
So what about all the looting? You know what? There's so much looting. Again, you have a situation that's got people stealing and people doing violence and burning, police cars and whatever they can burn. I mean, like, why is that acceptable behavior? And it's going to reflect on Newsom in the future when he's thinking about running for president. And they're going to say, "Hey."
Well, because Newsom don't think about that shit.
Here. You have the people who are actually lawfully rioting or lawfully protesting anyway, not rioting, but protesting.
He's blaming Trump.
But then you got the other group who are breaking into buildings because they don't give a crap about the whatever the protesters are protesting about. All they want is to break in and steal lottery tickets, cigarettes, and booze. They can give a piss about anything else.
I know a lot of people live in California. They can't stand that guy. They hate him.
Let me ask.
They don't vote for him. It's only a couple of cities that really control the whole state. Think about it.
Yeah, it is.
Hey, Amelia, why isn't Toronto put in the news?
Yeah.
How come we don't hear nothing from Toronto?
They buried the story.
CBC buries it, probably.
Blacked out. All right, Mike, pull that off for a minute. I'm going to put something up. Okay. What is it? Present. Okay. Hey, stop that thing. I think this is the right one. No, not you. My computer was acting like foolishness. Okay, let's see. I think I'm in the right place. Let's find out. I might have to fast forward there.
Yeah, Sandra, we are seeing what appear to be some interceptor rounds coming off from the sea, which means some of that missile fire certainly has started. As I talk to you here, we're just going to put on some protective gear, and my cameraman, Yaniv, is going to follow
you there.
In the sky. Remember, we do expect any sort of defensive response to be paired not only with Israeli systems, but also we were in the northern city. Intercept incoming.
Should be a Batman costume.
Defense systems. So we have to see what's happening at the moment.
Yeah, Ben, this is happening at the moment. This is a live shot. You can see the skies lighting up there.
Look at all of them. Those are all
Trey, if you're in a safe position to do so, please do tell us what you're seeing and hearing.
Yeah, Sandra, this is a significant attack. The attack the Israelis have been preparing for in response. Air raid sirens are now starting to sound across Tel Aviv. An indication, and I can see interceptors coming off from all directions. We don't know exactly how many missiles have been fired by the Iranians, but this is Israel's second largest city, a population of 300,000 people. And right now they are headed, and you're seeing an interception right there up to the sky, Yaniv. Just stay with us. We just need to be calculated here. We're good here, and we are going to.
You're going to get blown up.
Okay, so right now what we are seeing, Sandra, is Israel's missile defense systems, likely along with American systems, working to intercept incoming ballistic missile fire. This is the attack that the Israeli Army warned about. We spoke with officials before we started this live report, and they said they actually had to cut short a statement by Israel's top spokesman because they got some information that this attack was about to be underway. These sirens that you hear off in the distance, again, are used to warn the population to get into shelters. And we're just going to wait and see what information we can gather about this. And we have a statement now from the IDF. I'm just going to read it to you in real time. A short while ago, sirens sounded in several areas across Israel following the identification of missiles from Iran toward the state of Israel. The public is asked to follow the instructions of the Home Front Command. At this time, the Israeli Air Force is operating to intercept and strike where necessary to eliminate the threat.
You need to kick whatever ass.
It's essential to continue following the instructions of the Home Front Command. And so, again, the Israelis are operating in real time, not only to strike the missile launching positions inside of Iran, but also to shoot down any of to the operation overnight that took out a number of IRGC officials. And we can see flashes in the skies over Tel Aviv. Just pull out of this shot here a little bit, Yaniv. And I'm just going to talk to my cameraman while we're talking here. So there are some interceptors. Okay, there are interceptors coming in off the sea. And you're going to see some in the distant skyline. There's a missile, and it is headed down. So some of this I can already see, John and Sandra, is not being intercepted. We just saw one of the missiles. Okay, and there's an interception right over Tel Aviv. Pull out here, Yaniv, and you're going to see the trail.
Get your shit all over our screen, man. Get out of there.
Just listen here.
Ooh, that was a good hit. That was a clean hit. Every one of these missiles is going after something.
Okay.
Is this the one that blows
short
up
range
near
systems?
him?
Stay here, Yaniv.
Oh, see the ones inside, how close?
Okay, there's just a massive amount of fire coming to Tel Aviv right now.
I mean, here comes more.
I think we'll come down.
That's all Israel returning fire. I mean, that's fucking
get ready
crazy.
to pull it off the stick. Get off the sticks. All right, let's go. Time to go.
Here we go. Boom, man.
Okay.
Yeah, that looks like something tumbling.
Come on, everyone move. Everyone move now.
That looks like something tumbling.
Stay with us. Stay with us. Short range systems. Stay here.
That would piece of like it's tumbling.
Okay, there's just a massive amount of fire coming to Tel Aviv right now.
I mean, this is getting crazy here. I'm glad I don't live there.
You need to get ready to pull it off the stick. Get off the sticks. All right, let's go. Time to go.
Yeah, didn't that tumble a big orange piece?
Jordan shot
Okay.
down.
Guys, come on.
Everybody said that was a deliberate
Everyone
strike.
move now.
That was a hit.
Stay with us. Stay with us. Pick up the gear. Let's go.
Damn.
All right, so there you can see, I mean, this has happened again. We've seen this before, but this is a barrage of missiles, the likes of which we maybe.
All right, we're going to take a little break from that clip in case we want to put something else up. Let me get it off our screen for a minute. It's, man, that's intense, guys.
Hey,
Yeah.
Joe, Amelia has a question.
Yeah, babe, what you got?
Countries, she said, how many countries taking them out?
Jordan was listed as one country as taking some interceptors or some missiles out, but only because of fear of them landing on their own soil, not in trying to help Israel.
But we have a northern base in Iraq. They were taking some out. There was 3 countries from what I heard, plus Israel, and then we have stuff stationed there as well.
Assets all over the area there.
So we were using as well. Plus, we also actually had F-35s in the air.
Oh, nice.
So a lot of the ones you probably seen were flying straight and weren't arced were probably being fired off of a jet. Oh, Michael, you look so sexy. Where are you at, man? Get your ass on screen, you ugly bastard. Oh, yeah. It's
Messing with the camera.
it's so I mean, so that's telling me that brings us back live. So what is it, morning over there, huh? And
yeah,
I
pretty
guess
much.
maybe it's chilled a little bit for now.
Hey,
oh no,
Google, what time is it in Tel Aviv? No, she's still ignoring me. Never mind.
Yeah, Qatar might have been. I don't know. I'd have to look and see. But yeah, it's possible. It's Qatar has been gotten quite friendly with everybody over there lately. I'm surprised Saudi wasn't involved, but they probably didn't need to be.
They're partying right now, whatever partying they do.
Oh yeah, there's a lot going on. I mean, Israelis are got to be happy overall with that. So that big orange one we seen when earlier tonight when I seen it, they showed it from the other direction. It looked like an impact coming in, but watching it from here just now, when we watch it, it looked like it tumbled in, like something hit it on the side and it came tumbling.
And we gotta say today's Friday the 13th, man. Whoa, Friday the 13th.
Well, it was probably Saturday the 14th for them, but
these riots, man.
No, they're actually behind us.
Yeah, so it's a poor and LA. I mean, I got a couple of clips I'm gonna pull up for LA in a minute, but the thing about it is like, so Mayor Bass gets on the thing. She's talking about how bad it is and how it's going to take forever to get it back together, and we've only got a year before the Olympics get here. Blah blah blah. Hey Heidi, and
Hey, Heidi.
So I was like a year, but when I looked it up, the Summer Olympics is until 2028.
Yeah.
So I don't know what the hell she's talking about. A year. It's in July, so it's 3 years from now. Just about 3 years square. I don't know.
She's looking at.
So Amelia just reminded me because she's in the room. So Trump was talking about Mr. Kami Carney. I think that might be his new name now, Kami Carney. So he's I think he's busy right now. Trump's kind of busy with other stuff, and Canada's not exactly a high priority right now, but not for Trump anyway.
Unless they get attacked by a terrorist organization.
Well, the World Warning Group, the one from NATO that used to own the Independent now, they put a warning out that China could attack the United States or Canada while all this other stuff was going on with the Ukraine and Israel and Iran could be a big enough distraction. Guys, I don't be stupid, China, is all I can tell you. Yeah, you're not going to, in the final outcome, you're not going to be happy with what.
Think about it, Shirley.
Besides, every time I watch a video, you girls are kicking your guys' asses, so you better put them in the army. So you at least got a fair chance.
And I also heard the girls are taller.
Yes. Oh my God. That's I don't put my head down in shame now. It's a good friend of mine was telling me. I said that's why they all keep moving to the United States. Anyway, I mean, if China wants to start a war,
I wouldn't be surprised if they were smoking buds together.
I mean, they would have to, in order for them to even be serious, they'd have to use nukes, and then have to use them in 8 or 9 key places right off the bat, and hope we didn't shoot them down.
They'd have to catch us by surprise on an early Sunday morning with our pants down, literally, to even breach our defenses. I mean, 1 or 2 might get through, but after that, they're done.
I think that we're restructuring after Joe Biden because God knows what he did to our actual total defense. They had changed the bomber program.
If Biden hadn't, pulled our troops out of the Afghanistan deal all at once, there was a gradual progression of pulling stuff back that Trump.
Trump had cut a deal. He had already told them how it was going to be done, but unfortunately, somebody else had.
Don't leave. Like I think what was it? $40 million in hard currency. You don't leave 2 pallets of hard currency for terrorists to use. What the hell do you think they're going to use it for? Buying more weapons. Essentially, you give them enough money to buy 2 countries with it.
It makes you wonder what the motivation is behind those moves and behind that kind of funding.
Where we are now is what the Democrats wanted.
Because it's not for the people. When you're a politician, anything you do, you got to say to yourself, "Is this good for all the American people?" And you know what I mean? And they've gone so far away from that.
Well, the Democrats have been. Well, that's what as far as I was picking on Canada because they're going through that yet even more. It is kind of Trump's fault.
Every time he speaks, I like him, man. I like Fetterman.
I do too, but he's
like a real guy,
He's got to do something with Carney. He's got to do something with Carney in Canada, and he's got to do something with that Mexican president. Both of them got to be dealt with, and we can't be allowing cartels to stop on the side of the borders and just start shooting at our agents so they get people across the border. That shit, we can't even allow that. We need to scramble some F-22s over here and say, "Oh, hey, Mr. Cartel. Oh shit, what happened? Oh well, there was a cartel there. I'm sorry, I'm not sure what happened."
I'd
I mean,
rather send A-10 Warthogs and just hit him with that 20 millimeter Gatling gun.
oh man, I watched the video.
See you
I watched
later.
the video of A-10 Warthog taking on Russia's best tanks. Oh my god,
it's awesome.
like
It just
tissue,
the
man.
turrets off
It's
one
like
shot.
tissue. They didn't
amazing.
even use any rockets. They were just. Oh, and I didn't know the F-22 has a badass. Guess what kind of cannon on board?
Oh, it's got a Gatling gun on it.
Yeah,
Yes,
30
one war. Yeah,
30
it's
30
Gatling,
caliber or
right?
50 caliber?
no, it's a 20 cal like the
Oh,
Warthog.
20, okay, 20 millimeter cannon.
Well,
Okay,
it's
nice.
30
But
millimeters.
it's a but it's a
The
it's only 6 barrels.
The Warthog is 30 millimeter, man. That's a nice size shell.
Upgraded, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the F-22s is belt fed from the trunk. Beat that, Warthog.
It's the Warthog never had a chance against the F-22.
Warthog's using
Sorry, you wouldn't.
Warthog's
Poor
using
Warthog would be
Nice
dead before he
planes,
even knew what was
like,
going on.
those are depleted uranium shells, man. I mean, you don't want to.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh my
that
God.
Warthog is one of my
Warthog
favorite
before
jets.
they
But anyway,
Warthog
we're getting distracted off of that.
Yeah.
So I want to see what Trump can do with these two idiots above us and below us, because we gotta keep Canada straight, because that's, if China does ever try to come in on land, that's where they're coming from.
Yeah.
They're not gonna come through the United States, because that's a death sentence, just with all the people that own guns, especially out west and out east. I mean, between the military and the crazy people, you'd be screwed. You'd have to use nukes. That means we'd use nukes, and then the war would be over with.
The best tactic is the one that they use in the first Red Dawn. They come in
So-
Canada from the north and Mexico from the south and split America right down the middle.
So I was watching.
But who really cares about the Midwest?
Midwest is.
No.
I love the
If we're going to lose it, we're going to lose a state. Let's just saw off California.
No, you sound like a Democrat who cares about the
The
Midwest.
Midwest is already like that. The people there are already like that. Have you been to the Midwest? I have.
Yeah.
Man. They're all-
Oh man, the Arizona people are nice, man. New Mexican people are a little weird. Arizona people are nice.
Arizona is very warm.
Arizona ain't the Midwest.
Colorado people are
I'm talking
also
about-
very
I'm
weird.
talking about Kansas, Oklahoma,
Colorado.
North Dakota, South
Them
Dakota.
people in
Did you hear
Colorado
that one,
are weird.
Heidi? Did you hear that one, Heidi?
How weird is that?
They're weird.
Colorado is weird.
I like Colorado.
weird.
People were very
Weird.
nice in
People
Colorado.
in Colorado are weird. I've been there several times. They're weird out there.
I
I
actually
like Colorado.
drove by
People were very
the
friendly.
Mork and Mindy house and the little strip mall where Mork and Mindy's father's
So
music shop.
wait.
It's a very cool
So
place.
what do you mean, Janine? Where do you live? How are you going to leave? No, I don't think you can actually split away from Canada, sweetie. I mean, I don't know the rules in Canada because I live in the States, so I don't honestly know. But where you live, I don't know. Look it up and see. Well, y'all have restricted internet up there now, so what you do is, see, in the old days, what I used to do to get around stuff in the United States is I actually would rent server time on Canadian servers. Well, if you live in Canada, you can actually rent time on American servers. And you can use those servers to access American products or American internet and stuff like that. I should probably not have told y'all that, but you actually can. There's a couple of companies that you can do it through. But if you go to a server barn or something or a space barn, a lot of times you can get in that way, and they'll give you an ungodly amount of space and access things that let you access any website from where you are with your server space is. Sorry.
They can go to the Joe Montaldo online store where they can order anything and have anything delivered.
It's actually what is that store? There is a store for this.
On the QT.
I can't actually remember what it's called anymore, but there actually is a store. Damn, and there is quite a lot of interesting stuff on there. But I say we get rid of Carney in Canada. Put Pretty Boy, what's his face in there. Get rid of the girl down. I don't know, the Mexican girl. She might convert.
Miss. Good to see you, Miss.
She might actually convert. She might have a little thingy for Trump, so she might actually convert. But Carney's an idiot. Even the king don't like Carney. I mean, come on. The king looked at him like, "What are you? You smell or something?" I mean, it was just kind of funny.
I guess I probably shouldn't mention my cousins in Ohio. Their last name begins with Carney.
Jeffrey, I don't know. I guess the king could sell Canada to the United States. I
Yes,
guess,
they
yeah.
could. They absolutely the King Charles could sell us Canada.
So
$50.
we could buy Canada and we could buy Greenland. I mean, that's a big chunk of land. We'd be the largest
On
country
the
in the
same
world.
token, Joe, we could take Canada and Greenland, and nobody really could say much about it.
Yes, but you just have a bunch of riots. It'd be easy to buy them. Then they wouldn't be pissed off at us. We'd be pissed off at their
When
government.
do Canadians riot? I've never ever seen that.
Oh no, the liberals from here will move up there. They'll be rioting. Trust me.
All the dudes there are like Paul Schaefer, man.
All the woke assholes in California will move north to Canada just so they can complain.
Nobody rioting.
Canada guys, I like you. I mean, I don't know what Mike's talking about.
Maybe the women are riot. I see some of the women, but not the dudes.
Oh Jesus!
Dudes like, what's the problem, man?
Actually, Mark, that's Mike's got live Tel Aviv up there right now. Yeah, so if something happens, you'll see it. Yeah, I don't think there is a guy we might be able to get some stuff from.
3 hours for missiles to reach there, man. 20 minutes.
No, actually, if we had control of Canada, China wouldn't be getting no fentanyl. It's not like y'all are making it and giving it to us. You getting it from somewhere else. It's coming in from China. And so, yeah, this is a port issue thing. The ports need to be controlled, and
well, during the Biden administration, I'm sure it was coming up more easily into Canada.
Well, it's
cheaper to go by ground than sea anyway.
It's like most people don't understand how the military works in Canada, how it's connected to the U.S. military, and they don't understand that we actually have ports in Canada, just like we do in Cuba.
And we have ports in Spain, France, Italy. There's none in Germany because they're landlocked. We got some in England. We have some on the Black Sea. I'm pretty sure we have some on the Black Sea with Poland. So
the U.S.
situated to drop the bomb on anybody, anytime.
The U.S. issued a travel advisory going to Canada for pilots. Well, it's an aviation advisory.
Oh, what? Canadians are going to get some Lars rockets and shoot us down? Give me
they're saying that the Canadian military can't be trusted.
Well, we would love that because that war would be over in about 8 hours.
Well, yeah, I mean, think about that. The Canadian military shoots down a civilian aircraft, in the daylight. I think anyone would have any problem with the United States military.
It's interesting,
absorbing Canada as state number 52.
Has there ever been a travel advisory against Canada?
Yeah, actually, there has been.
Really?
Yeah, and actually, right now there's travel warnings because of the damn fires.
Huh.
That's another thing you mentioned about for travelers. Be aware, be advised of the areas with fires.
We've had them for years, in Mexico and for other places down south, but I would have never thought we would have had one against Canada. They're like our closest friends, or used to be.
Well, you know what? We ended up having to have a visa with them before we had to have one with Mexico.
France.
Matter of fact, we didn't even really have to have it now until Trump pissed off what's her face down there.
Well,
now you got to.
Anyway.
Did you see the lines to get into Mexico?
France.
They're outrageous because now you got to fill out all this paperwork to get in. She did that on purpose, so and then look, and then you wonder why the U.S. What do you mean, Jimmy? So if you're out saying fuck America and you're burning the American flag and you're carrying a Mexican flag, that's an insurrection. That's what that is.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're revolting against the United States. You just said fuck the United States. You're burning the flag and you're carrying another country's flag in our country. That's insurrection.
So this is the smoke zone. All the yellow is still pretty crappy from where it's all coming down from up here and over here.
The green parts are the worst parts?
This is a lot better than it was last week. Remember, it was all red.
It was pretty bad last week.
Last weekend, I couldn't even go out, man. It was just...
It looks like it's over my area, too. Can you zoom in?
Yep.
Sean
got
over Pittsburgh. It's over Pittsburgh still.
Well, we haven't got the dust yet. I've been waiting for the dust.
Still long.
It's going deep into southern Maryland. Look at that. Baltimore is covered in
We're all still in a crappy area, but
Yeah.
But with the rain we're getting, it's moving on, you know. But that's just part of it. I mean, that's part of Canada's fires.
Yeah.
Remember 2 years ago?
Heidi,
it
we
was
have asked
horrible,
the
man.
aliens to probe your governor. Give her some enlightenment. That's all. You know, some enlightenment. Well, we're supposed to be getting the Sahara dust sometime, and then I don't know when. They just said you should be seeing it outside. They put out alerts and all, but I haven't seen anything so far. I mean, I live right on the water, though, so it's kind of strange.
I believe Sherry when she says this.
It's a lot of
purposely burning Canada,
especially out to the west.
You know.
Yeah, well, Brass can get a lot of money, but between the money she's going to get for the fires, the fires a couple months ago, and then this,
Well,
talking billions.
They have new wildfires out there that are part of the problem.
Yeah,
but some of those were set by rioters.
So this is worth billions.
Yeah.
God, well, I mean, I know y'all need people, but shit, 2.2 million. That's outrageous.
That's ridiculous.
That's what happened in Europe, and I mean, Europe's a much bigger group of people. They couldn't absorb as Canada. So, well, I guess y'all got a lot of land, but
yeah, but the peninsula of Europe is a much smaller landmass than America. I mean, think of all those people compacted in those
look at
very
all the
dense,
immigrants
overpopulated cities.
Hey, one at a time,
all
guys.
the immigrants went to Ireland. There's a lot. Then
Oh,
Ireland's government becomes share of law.
Oh, I see they want what's her name to leave. What's the blonde head? Rosie O'Donnell. And I never understood why she went there. I mean, Irish are pretty conservative, so I was kind of like, "What the hell are you doing, girl?" And of course, now she's over there. They're like, "Why don't you leave? Why don't you go?"
Yeah, they
didn't say go back to America. They just said leave.
Because St. Peter drove the snakes from Ireland, and now they're trying to go back, and she's a goddamn snake. She's not someone they don't even want her anywhere near. Ellen, same thing for Ellen. They went to England, right? Now the town doesn't want her, but she wants to build all these things to block the view and whatever. You know what? They're exactly what they are, man. They're exactly the same people that they say that they hate. They're the same people they say they hate. You know, so whatever.
It's well, yeah, he's doing it. I mean, because that's how United States got to be 350 million people. But even if he brings in 2 million a year, every 10 years, that's 20 billion. I mean, 20 million. And they're having babies, and also that's a good 30 million. So
absolutely right, Heidi. Absolutely
in 30 years or 40 years or 50 years, you'll have about the population we have right now. But by then, we'll have a population of 700 million. But do we really want to do that to poor Canada? And even though Canada is much bigger than the United States, not all our land can be used.
Yeah, it's almost all trees, especially out towards the west.
It's too cold.
Sparky.
You gotta have stamina to live up there, man. You gotta have real stamina,
Yeah, and cojones, like giant brass cojones.
It's hard country, man. Alaska too. I mean, when you're up there, you're up there. You know what I mean?
You got to be a real Admiral Byrd type to live up there. That's no bullshit.
It's kind of insane.
You're isolated.
Plus, things are more expensive. The more out you go, the higher prices.
There are places in Alaska and in Western Canada. They have to bring in their food for 3-4 months, 6 months, maybe even 5 months worth, just in case. They have to bring their food in for the winter before everything gets winterized, or they can't get stuff in there.
Yeah,
That's
man.
how much the snow freezes up.
Yeah, it's crazy.
It's nuts, yeah.
All right. This should be a pretty good set right here if I get a damn thing on there.
When David Sling and the Arrow system and the Terminal High Altitude Air Defense systems are all going off at the same time, it seems here. The last time this happened, there was a coordinated defense between Israel, the United States, and other countries, including Jordan, to intercept these aircraft as well. Trey, I mean, it's unbelievable to see what we're seeing going on in the skies above Tel Aviv.
I missed that one.
Yeah, John Sandra, you saw those live images. Israel is under a massive ballistic missile barrage. I have reported here for nearly 7 years and never seen such an attack against an Israeli city. the amount of air defense that you saw going.
Are those ballistic missiles, or are they
precedented?
Some are drones,
It
some are
appears that
ballistic
they are
missiles.
targeting some of
big
these
orange one was
centrally
probably a
located
ballistic missile.
positions in Tel Aviv. Remember, Israel's Ministry of Defense, the Kiryat, their version of the Pentagon, is located just a couple miles from here. The fact that they had to start using those short-range missile defense systems indicates that this is a direct attack on Israel's second largest city. We don't know what's happening in other areas, and we have to wait and gather more information to get a full understanding of what was targeted. But from what we could see and what you saw in those live images, massive explosions rocking the skyline. You could hear the explosions, flashes of light in Tel Aviv.
Trey, one might think there's
again, people are in shelter of an impact, but the air ballistic missiles that were fired at this country. And initially, some of the officials that we talked to, and it's why I'm being very.
There we go. I mean, got to give Israel credit. That was pretty good defense they had going on there. They lost one or two of them, but
dude, I mean, they've been owning their neighbors this whole conflict. The pager attack, brilliant, followed up by a walkie-talkie attack, more brilliant. I mean, what kind of idiots wouldn't inspect their gear as soon as they get it, open it up and say, "Oh, how's this thing work?" No one found out that there was a lithium bomb in one of their goddamn things
because it was coming from one of their people. Oh, wait, who's got a song? We up for break anyway. I just realized that.
I got it. Slide Stone.
Put it up, baby. You know how it works.
Yeah, this is
ladies and gentlemen, we're getting ready to take a break right quick. We'll be going.
Slide Stone passed away this week, man.
Yeah,
his
real name is Sylvester Stallone, by the way. But he went by Sly Stone as a musician. Passed away. I think he was 82.
Okay. Anyway, we'll be back in a few minutes once Mike cues up the song with more about, of course, LA, Canada, Israel. We haven't even talked about the Ukraine yet tonight. So, and there's some actual news we need to get into. So, we'll get into all of that. Mike, take us away, baby. Mike's over there playing with something. I don't know.
Stone. It's a process, man.
That shit cued and ready to go, baby. I'm going to teach you how to do that.
Rest in peace, Sly Stone.
Oh my God, we are back. I'm pretty sure
we'll have Tel Aviv bombs and Sly Stone all rolled up.
No, I'm just a little
nowhere.
I'm just a little scared about that. I don't know if I feel comfortable with that.
That brings back memories. Oh yeah.
That's I don't think that's DEI enough now, guys. Come on now.
He was 82 years old.
DAs or anything. You're just shamed.
Stone passed away this week, 82 years old. Brought lots of music. You know what? He owned the mansion across from the Beverly Hills mansion, that show, Beverly Hillbillies. So he used to have these huge parties, and he'd be like, "Yo, man, just look for the Beverly Hillbilly mansion. I'm across the street." But he had these sessions. He had every major famous musician, and also not every player will come into his home studio, make these amazing tapes. They still haven't even gotten into them yet, man. So good. Sly Stone, he's going to be missed, man, but he was amazing.
Yeah. And I apologize. He was born Sly Stewart and not Stallone. Not to be confused with Sly Stallone, but yes, definitely 82. And
Sly Stone.
Yeah, well, that was his nickname. He was born, the last name is Stewart. The actual last name is Stewart, but that's okay. He was very well known. I don't think anyone out there, even today's generation, that hasn't heard at least one song from him.
Yeah, man. Famous. But you know what? I liked it. I like it, man. I like the songs. Anyway, all the good ones are going. He was old, man. He was 82. He made it. Yeah. A lot of musicians don't make it.
Well, we're sadly at that age. Most of the classic rock and rollers that we know Neil Peart. I'm surprised most of the original Rolling Stones are still with us. I mean, I guess alcohol's preserved them this far along. So better not stop.
The drummer's gone. Rolling Stones, man.
Yeah, but I mean, I think that's the only one, right?
But drummers don't really live that long. I mean, that's amazing that Neil Peart
and the other
guy made it. Because it's kind of like in Spinal Tap, the movie, was kind of a funny thing. They kept saying, because the drum, they always had to replace the drummer because they would die. Like some terrible thing would happen.
Yeah. This is Spinal Tap. One of the drummers exploded. The other drummer like half explodes and left like a green globule on the stool.
Think about Led Zeppelin. Their drummer died. I mean,
Yeah, well, isn't he the one that drove his car into a pool?
No. What happened to Bonham was he got high one night and he actually fell asleep and he asphyxiated on his throw up.
Okay, well, maybe it was the Beach Boy. A famous rocker got lit and then drove his car into his backyard pool and drowned. I forget who it is, but I know it happened.
I haven't heard that one.
It might have been one of the Beach Boys.
Okay, we're gonna play this little commercial, guys. So I'll just chill out for a minute. I gotta watch out all the time. Yeah, it's a little commercial. Hold on.
More people of the melanin, like I always say, we need more people of color in office that are doing the right things that can stand up for the community. So without further ado, if you guys forgot who Peyton Jackson is, which I don't know how you would, if you have, let's watch the clip that went mega viral, and then we're going to talk.
I never heard of him. Who the hell
When I first announced my run for Congress, I had this random white woman, liberal, walk up to me and ask, well, what about you isn't Democrat? To which I responded, well, besides my skin color, what about me is Democrat? And it was at that very moment that she realized that God gave her enough common sense to ask me about my values. Now, don't get me wrong, I was raised to vote Democrat down the ballot. So when I first started, I would say things like, oh, I'm a Republican, but I'm not a conservative. But now I know all too well I am a full-fledged, hardcore conservative, and I'm proud of it. I mean, my favorite saying is I was born Black, not Democrat. But in all seriousness, whenever I began to think for myself politically, the choice was easy. I mean, why would I want to belong to a party whose mission is to infringe on the Second Amendment as if a criminal would ever participate in something like a mandatory buyback? Why would I want to belong to and endorse a godless party? Because there is no such thing, and I mean no such thing as a trans child. We have confused children and sick, enabling adults. Why would I want to belong to a party that takes pride in shedding innocent blood? Number one, as if that's not what God hates. Number two, as if there's not a Black market for baby organs. And number three, as if abortion clinics didn't start in the hood. Because if you think Trump is bad, you should research exactly who Margaret Sanger was. But speaking of the Black community, why would I want to belong to a party who's responsible for the foundation of the Triple K? But it's not just that. Supposedly in the 1900s, the party switched, right? But what never changed, what I noticed never changed, is Democrats' love for immigration, how they have always prioritized that over the Black community. I mean, imagine every single Democrat leader helping you joke about what a Black job is in 2024, exposing your ignorance on 1924 and how imperative the Immigration Act of that year was, how it was all reversed in 1965 with the Hart-Celler Act, how Congress refuses the advice of the Rockefeller Commission and the Hesburgh Commission, and how to this day they refuse to adopt the blueprint validating every single thing that
we should send her to Israel.
Generally, but
we should get her on the show.
What Mrs. King spoke.
Probably could. Should probably come on. Just somebody who's trying to get in office, somebody we might be able to help.
I'm scared of clouds.
Oh, sorry, something just jumped up on my screen.
You're just uneducated if you're not scared of clouds. You're uneducated.
Why am I scared of clouds? What the hell?
How do polar bears make
igloos?
Because in all the movies, I don't understand. Igloos is where the home of the polar bear.
What the hell? You're on crack, man.
Just outside.
You're on crack, dude.
Polar bears live in igloos? Oh, God. I can't wait, Joe. I can't wait till we have the technology where you can reach through the internet and grab idiots, bring them to you, and then slap the shit out of them and put them back in their spot. Oh, my God. There's so many ignorant, stupid people out there.
There are a lot of ignorant, stupid people.
Well, Jay, you are a Star Trekky fan. I'm sure you could come up with something.
It would require the use of a teleportation device and lots of triangulation sensors to find out where the idiot is first, and then drag him through your computer screen, slap the shit out of him, and put him back. It could be done. I just don't know how to do it.
Yeah. Let's see. Now somebody sent me this little chick, and she's thinking about running for something. So I don't know. It's kind of weird.
I would vote for that girl. Was she a Democrat or for what?
She was a Democrat, and she converted. She's a hardcore conservative. Now she converted all the way.
An independent conservative or Republican?
No, she's a conservative, Republican conservative. She converted. She said, no. She said there was no reason to keep pretending what she wasn't because, the Democratic Party is
there are a lot of Democratic representatives who are black. Why? I don't get it. Well, the party helped fund the KKK to begin with. You know?
Hell, I don't know if I got the right one now. Hold on a second. Where'd it go? Sometimes you're gonna love the thing.
Hey, Eugenio. Welcome, buddy.
What's a Eugenio,
Good
man?
to see you, bud.
Hey, Eugenio.
Let's stop that. Well, I don't know. We might not be able to get this one for some reason. It's not wanting to cooperate. Oh, wait. Is that it? Yeah, this is it. This little chick. Oh, man. I met the perfect chick for Michael today. She even drives the same kind of truck. Oh, man. She got these big pouty eyes. She's about 6'1".
She's got huge.
She's driving. She's driving. No, she got big boobs. Her hair is a little dark.
I didn't say boobs, Joe. I said tracts of land.
No, I was answering the Sean. Not you. Go on now. Stop screwing with me while I put this goofy girl on.
None of you guys seen Monty Python?
Not in a long time, actually.
She's got huge tracts of land, but I don't want any of that.
Okay, what the hell? I keep losing what I'm looking for now. Yeah, that's some guy there. He's a trans kind of guy, you know.
Talking about the peaceful protests going on in California that I would have turned in Anne Frank. Rich, coming from the people that were encouraging their neighbors to report anyone that was having 5 or more people in their own home during COVID. You guys cheered when churches were shut down and called the police on pastors that continued to hold services.
I was saying the girl I was talking about from
when
Michael.
Hundreds of thousands of people lost their jobs because they refused to get a vaccine that had not been researched yet. You guys supported a mask mandate, but as soon as you sit down in the restaurant and take your mask off, you're not going to get COVID. You guys also supported the BLM riots and called anyone racist that wasn't posting a picture on their Instagram. It's claimed to love and support women, and not only do you turn a blind eye, but you encourage and support these biological men competing in women's sports. You guys find out that an influencer that you follow doesn't agree with every single one of your political opinions. You dox and harass them on the internet. You applaud the unjust arrest of your political opponents simply for political gain. And go to saying when children are getting separated from their families for deportations, don't make the children pay for the mistakes of their parents, that you're advocating for reparations. You guys support looting and assaulting officers in the name of social justice. So no, I wouldn't have turned in Anne Frank. And the fact that you guys are comparing deporting illegal criminals and literal genocide is disgusting. You guys hate Trump so much.
Yeah. We love you
too.
too.
Find out that he's deported 100,000 people and Obama deported 5.3 million. That doesn't fit your agenda.
That's right. That's because that's why he was called the reporter in chief. Oh, we love you. These little young.
Put those girls on here, man.
Yeah, she's another one who'd be pretty easy probably to get on. It's
Sorry about
that. All she was blah, 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 blah.
Night, Amelia. We'll try to keep you awake if we can.
Love you back.
Love you too, hon.
So, world's in turmoil as usual. But it's normal. Every headline, go dig in the past. Go back year after year. It's always the same crap.
You know what? I'd like
to good looking.
Michael, remember how you kept telling us something in your gut was going to bad happen?
Oh, yeah.
Remember you telling us something bad's going to happen?
Oh, yeah.
And then when the riots took off, I thought about you, man. I thought, like, maybe that's what Mike was feeling, that this shit was going to go off and that the Marines and everything else was.
You know what? That's just kind of a sign of the times. What I'm feeling is a lot bigger than that. Like, a lot bigger. I mean, maybe that stuff can trigger the other stuff, but I'm feeling like it's going to be pretty heavy.
You know? Okay. No, but I just thought of you when I was thinking when all that riots were happening.
I think of you too, man. When I look at the price of red meat, I'm like, Sean cuts this stuff all day. I got to make a deal. Like, let's go in and buy half a cow, like all of us, you know. Like,
how much you give me for $16?
Oh man, what I was just reading. Somebody had just sent it to me. It's a report from Iran. They were saying that the sounds of jets were so deafening they were just felt like they were being knocked on the ground by it.
A butcher is an art form, man. You know that, and you got to know how the cut, the grain. And all that. I learned all that when I was learning how to cook.
Cooking the raw meat afterwards, whether on the grill or the stove or the frying pan, whatever, is also an art. Don't forget that.
Well, yeah, you're right there, Jay. You're right. It is an art to cook on the grill.
I look for that nice marbling, man. It's good, you know.
Get off the food. Say that for tomorrow night.
I ate food this week, so I'm not hungry. This is all Michael.
Say the food for tomorrow night. There's lots of topics to say.
Say beef butter.
Food
The liberals are gone. DEI is over. Beef butter.
Oh, wait a minute. So, we got to look at this.
I don't think I want to have any of that.
Oh, y'all said peanut butter and it came up on my damn screen. What the hell, people?
You get us some cow cod.
You
want cow cod soup, man? My Jamaican friends like it.
So Elon Musk has got a super stealth fighter, guys. Elon Musk has produced a super stealth fighter.
Yeah, I saw that.
Super stealth fighter.
Hasn't told anybody anything. Just boom. Hypersonic fighter by Elon Musk shatters speed limits, redefines aviation technology.
Whose speed limits? Not the 71s.
Everyone's.
Really?
Yes.
I'm calling bullshit on that.
It's coming from Elon. I'm not. I think he can do it.
I wouldn't call bullshit on that.
They got the F-22 on Wikipedia. It says it goes 1,500 miles per hour. Mach 2.7.2. Yeah, bullshit. That thing goes at least Mach 5. So I know that's a lie. But the,
the SO-71 goes between Mach 5 and Mach 6.
It goes up to Mach 7.
It's Elon Musk, dude.
Yeah,
dude.
I can't.
He'll come up.
I'm looking at this space fighter looking thing, dude. Oh yeah. I have no doubt he's going to pull this. He's pulled off everything he said so far. Why would this be any different?
But does he say he's already done it, or he's going to do it?
No, he's doing it.
Oh, he's doing it.
It sounds like he has a prototype.
Still calling bullshit on that.
Put it up on the screen.
I think the Skunk Works has got a lot more time and efficiency on that than he does.
Put it up on the screen.
But it doesn't matter. NASA had 50 years more experience than he did. He kicked their ass.
Yeah, but
it's not going to matter.
As much money as they ever did.
Skunk Works so he's going to have that much more money than Skunk Works. It doesn't matter. He's going to kick their ass. This guy, let me tell you what. I've told y'all this before. Everything he is doing for when he goes to Mars. Everything, all of this, and this plane he's building here would be able to fly on Mars. So this kind of stuff is
he's better bring a lot of jet fuel with him then.
He can make it there.
Jay,
he can make
what's
it
wrong,
on dude?
Huh?
He can make that on Mars.
I have not seen you this angry or this frustrated. I have not.
Yeah, it is. Well, I mean, depending. I mean, I don't think it's going to happen, but with what's going on, I mean, depending on Russia's response to this, and I don't think they're going to, but if they were to choose to side with Iran, which they have in the past, and they launch their own missiles, whether they're nuclear tipped or not, if Russia launches one missile and it hits Israel, that puts it at World War III. But I don't think that's going to happen. However, we're because of this, a way lot closer. And I'm kind of pissed. The media, they're calling it a conflict. It's not a conflict. We're at a de facto state of war right now between Israel and Iran. That is what it is. It's a conflict. They're at war.
Well, Israel did say they were.
They're absolutely.
Israel did say that they were at war. I mean, not Israel. Iran said they were at war. Yeah, Israel
didn't say it yet, but Iran said it.
Yeah, Iran said it, but Israel didn't. It's
Here we go. That's Musk's little thing.
No, and this is the other.
3B though. We just painted different.
No, it's a little different than that. You know what it does kind of look like? It kind of looks like that that thing the Navy was working on. It looks a lot like the thing the Navy's working on, except it has an electrical gun that runs through the body.
That's what this says. It says it right here. It's got weaponry out of a science fiction novel.
Yeah, it's got this thing, and they're showing how it's installed inside the thing. I'll tell you what, this thing looks beastified, man. I wouldn't want to go against it for any jet. I wouldn't even put an F-22 up against it. And that's the best thing we have flying. Look, they're definitely putting it together. It's a definitely prototype.
From outer space, then how about that?
So he actually has it working. Well, he's got more than one. See, that's something I like about Elon.
Well, we have more than one, don't we?
So this is one of the things I've always liked about Elon. He doesn't believe in ever building one thing. You know, it's like those damn space things. He's got another one out there today. I mean, he builds these damn things like they're coming out every 2 weeks, and that's his whole plan. Is eventually, when they all start flying, he'll have them producing like that, and they'll all be flying back and forth from Mars. He's the dude's. I don't know, man. I gotta give him credit. He definitely seems to be ahead of everybody else on his planet.
He debuted a revolutionary anti-gravity fighter jet 4 months ago.
He's come up with anti-gravity 4 months ago. Someone dropped him the wrong technology, probably discovered from our friends from afar.
He's the richest man in the world. I think that.
He probably just bought it. Yeah, he probably just bought it from somebody.
He didn't invent it. It came from outer space first.
Doesn't matter. He has it, and he's going to utilize it before anybody else does. He's going to utilize because he just
first Enterprise. I mean, the first real TV show Enterprise.
So this thing is as close to getting into space as anything they've talked about so far. But its radar system seems to be just wickedly bad. If it touches your plane, it pretty much takes it out. You don't even have to fire a missile at them. I don't know if
it's basically like a flying electro. What's that? EMP. Yeah.
Yeah, and look, it can change its persona too. That's interesting.
What does that mean? Is it multi-atmospheric, water, lava,
air? No, it was changing its wing configuration and tail wing configuration. So that means it can be used for much different things.
Yeah.
I haven't seen anything about going into space yet, so I noticed somebody's supposed to be building a 6th gen that goes into space, and if they make it, all this other shit.
Does it go into space, or does it fly from outer space into outer space? There's two different things.
It can fly into space, and what was designed to fly into space, fly to wherever its target is, and then come straight down out of space. So it can't be stopped or hit because it's moving too fast.
Well,
because it's going to be falling at like Mach 30 or something, so it's going to be really hard to.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't matter unless it's falling at the speed of light. Our friends from afar can hit it with a laser beam, no problem.
Yeah, their problem is dropping having weapons that can fight. Conventional missiles not going to fire like at Mach 15 or 20.
Damage your own ship first.
Yeah, it would tumble. Yeah, it would tumble off. You
might even do that too, but it would probably damage your craft on the way out.
I imagine you're going to have light weapons or electric weapons.
It have to be in a separate vehicle, like dropped down and then launched from that, and that expendable. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, so they're going to probably go. I would bet. I bet they go with laser weapons on this, and say the hell with it. I mean, they got powerful.
5 miles per hour higher. If we're Mach 30 is our max, then our weapons need to be Mach 35 plus, or we're going to hit them every time we launch them. Or
well, that's the thing. You're not going to be able to get one that just
damage to our own stuff. No,
you're not going to be able to get one that just takes off at Mach 35. It's got to have time to catch.
It's going to have to be a scramjet, and you can't put a scramjet in a missile size jet, can we?
So no, it can't. But like I said, they can go with lasers. They can go with laser, or they can go with an ejectable box, but they have to eject the box, and then after it started falling, the weapon would have to come out of it. That's risky business.
Launch itself. Yeah, that's not going to work either.
That's risky business. Maybe a drone might do that, but
drone.
Well, but this is different. This is a whole different thing.
That actually did launch and recover drones.
This thing has all kind of weird electronics running through it, all kind of weird energy things running through it. It looks. It's even got. It looks like it has. Looks like shit will bounce off the. Look at it go on the thing. Holy shit!
Put it up so we can see, Joe. Please.
Mach 9.9. Wait, we got to go back and look at this. Get at it.
What goes
this engine looks like it's beastified. Okay, hold on. Let me come find this. Where are we? I'm watching this thing while I'm talking to y'all. Okay, where am I? Is this it? Next generation donation, $300 billion.
Definitely. UPRN?
There it is. Okay. I wish we'd all retire. Okay, let's see. Put it up. Okay, that looks like the engine. Okay, where is the...
Hell? It looks like a horn.
No, doesn't it? It's Oh, let me find the damn thing. That's not it. Where the hell is it?
It's a scramjet?
No, I don't know what that is. That's what I'm saying. Hold on. When I find the damn screen, I'll tell you. Oh, there it is. Okay. No, that ain't it either. What the hell did I do with it?
It should be either blue highlighted or with a little TV screen on it, or if you have too many things on it.
That's
not it. Where the hell? Which one of these things is this on? Wait a minute. Okay, this is getting weird now.
Fleshlight, yeah.
It's okay. I have done lost this. Oh, here it is. That's why. It's in tonight's links. Okay, that's why it made sense there. All right, here we hit play. Okay, what's this saying?
Give us some voice. Give us some voice.
Okay. Yeah, here all that gap injury. Yeah. Ooh, wait, look at these things. These look pretty. This is definitely a different design here.
But can it peel an apple?
I bet you it could. I bet you little electrical force fields could do it.
Slices.
Okay, it's going to show us test here in a minute, wherever it was. There it goes. There it goes. Look at it. Across the planet. Look at that shit. Switch between thrust and highest capacity does 9.9. Oh my God. No, man. Elon, you know, this is Elon shit. Elon doesn't put the shit on everybody. Oh my God. Trump better go back to sucking his wee-wee.
I'm calling bullshit on that. Unless he's already done it, I'm calling bullshit on it.
Oh, man. Yeah, no, it's a prototype. That's what they got.
Prototype doesn't mean he's broken that 9.9 barrier. That's just
he's flying a prototype. That's what it's saying. It's flying. He's flying a prototype. He's out there. He's done it.
He's not going 9.9 miles.
Oh yeah, DARPA did this a while back. I never thought this would be a big task for Eli to do. I mean, he's got these rockets going in space at Mach 6 and 7, 8, 9 anyway. So I didn't think it would be a big challenge for him. And it seems like it's not. That's what they were saying. That was the whole thing and point of the article. Out of nowhere, Eli comes up with a hypersonic jet. It's so he's flying a prototype 3 years ahead of Boeing. And remember, Boeing was his competition with the space capsule. And who had the better space capsule, if I remember correctly? Oh, shit, Elon did by far. So I'm thinking, and Boeing's been having probably, come on, we just had a Boeing plane fall out the sky, 2 days ago? 200 did, one survivor.
In India.
I was reading about what the survivor said today. I was like, holy crap. So I have no doubt that Elon can outperform anybody.
That was their 787 Dreamliner.
Yeah, I know. And Boeing doesn't even said anything. They're just kind of like,
Well, they're going to say, oh shit. I
never ever once thought of Boeing as aerospace. I just thought of them as, plane guys,
Do you have a statement, sir?
They build a lot of stuff out of space.
Well,
they're just not the guys for this.
Moon machines, like the lunar landers. What company built those?
I think it was
that's the contracts.
Like General Electric. Yeah. General Electric had some of the contracts. There's a couple companies that had contracts. And
Boeing is a large company, but
GM did that kind of stuff. GM used to build jet engines. I don't know if they still do, but they used to build them. Right now, most of the jet engines we look at comes from Rolls-Royce.
Grumman.
Yeah.
Thomas J. Kelly, Grumman Aerospace.
That makes sense that they were in it. But generally on any NASA thing, there's going to be 50, 100 companies involved. 5 or 6 primary companies involved. Well, see, with Elon, it's not like that.
The
Elon has
was designed for them, but most of the equipment in it was, TRW and Honeywell, and you name all the kinds of electronics were built by different companies. Texas Instruments, as a matter of fact, designed the first solar, portable, disposable, really, calculators for them to use to cut down on weight and space because they could no problem.
Yeah, did you ever see their original first calculator?
I mean, they were huge things.
Yeah, the first one was huge. I mean, it was 18 inches by 18 inches by 1 foot thick.
The only keys they could use were the type you would get on typewriters. So the keys were like, goddamn.
Yeah, I mean, it was ridiculous. And then all of a sudden, man, they become credit card size. Look at it.
Yeah. Well,
and self-powering.
Credit cards back to back, really.
Man, the ones I get are about yay wide
nowadays, but back the ones that they got were about
Oh yeah, I remember the little mini. I remember the little mini ad machines too. They used to have the little mini ad machines.
Now it's in our phones, man. We got it in our
But anyway, getting back to what we were talking about. So Elon's putting a whooping on everybody. He just shit all over America. God knows what he made China and Russia look like.
Broke up with Trump. It was fast, brutal, and ugly, but he broke up with Trump.
No, actually, he didn't. He apologized to Trump, so I we could pass that one.
Here's my feeling on that. That was a big setup from day one.
It was
100%.
I told that to everybody from day one. He needed to do that to get his companies out, and you see the Democrats telling them everybody not to buy Tesla anymore. No, are they out there destroying Teslas anymore? No, they're not.
His kid's still hanging out there at the White House, though. You notice?
Yeah. Well, because I said this before. I think Trump got him in the custody battle.
Drax.
Drax. He got Drax in the company battle. That's who he got. So Drax likes it there better. He said, "I got the nuclear buttons here, man. Come on." I'm practicing for the day. And I see Elon put up another 23 satellites. They're calling it his own constellation. Now he's got so many fucking satellites in space.
Why so many? I mean, I don't. Is that how he's blanketing the planet with internet? Do you need that many?
Yeah, he's doing the whole planet. He's putting because he's bringing internet where nobody's ever had internet before.
But I mean, couldn't it be done with only do you need that many? That's the question. How many would you really need?
I think he needs 46,000. I think is what he said.
Are you serious? Come on, no way.
It's either 46 or 26. You'd have to look it up to see. Hey Siri.
That's ridiculous.
How many satellites is Elon Musk going to put in space?
The Aviation Commission has granted Musk permission to operate 12,000 Starlink satellites. This answer is from Al Jazeera.
From Al Jazeera. So you heard that, right? So he's already got permission for 12,000 satellites right now. I'm pretty sure
biological weapons in there, man.
I still question if you need that many. I mean, I would think at the right distance.
No, I think he originally said 46,000. I think he originally said 46,000.
Porno, man, for Pastor Porno.
It can't be right.
Yeah, and he said this because there's so many, he designed them
in a polar orbit as the Earth spins, and every one of those satellites is going to cut.
It's in order to have the right amount of power, you got to be closer to Earth. You got to be closer to your targets. So, and what he did with these, instead of putting them like this, where you could see them all the time, he turned them like this, so you don't see them in space. If not, it would make a little carpet over our planet because he's going to have so many.
I think you could do it with 15 or 20 in a circumpolar orbit because the planet revolves so fast. Every one of those revolving circumpolar you have the whole Earth covered always. Always.
Do you think maybe some of those satellites are for defense only?
No.
They're all for defense.
I'll bet some of them are for.
All right. So here it is. Here it is. I looked it up for you. The goal is 42,000 satellites. Starlink plans to deploy 29,998 satellites, and it aims to deploy 42,000 satellites in space to provide global coverage of the Starlink system.
Well, why do we have to take his word for it? You have to be able to do it.
Nobody took his word for it. He had to go to submit shit to get this. They didn't just go let him do it. He had to go through. He had to go through all kind of crap.
There's something else at work there. You don't need that many satellites to.
You do need that many satellites, apparently.
That's what he says, but why do we have to take his word for it?
It's not his word. We're taking the whole group of scientists' words.
And let's see what he says. I'll bet you.
Remember, he had to go get a license for this, which means they had to submit all this and they had to explain why they had to have so many satellites.
And I think it's bullshit. I think you can do it with 15 or 20.
Well, I don't think they think
maybe
that.
50, but you don't need 46 or 42,000. I'm sorry, you don't need.
42,000 Starlink satellites that cover the whole
You don't
planet.
need it. The planet isn't that big, and there isn't that many people.
Especially if you want high speed. You want to be stretching people's internet out. Oh, we'll just put one up in the North Pole. This poor bastard down here, I have slow internet. No, man, you don't want to do that. He wants you to get high speed internet wherever you are on the planet. So, like if you live in Philly, he wants one right there, kind of hovering around Philly. So it goes zing, 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 and there's no time.
I think he's nuts.
I'm telling you what I told y'all before. It's for when he moves to Mars. He's going to turn them. They're going to turn it into lasers or nuclear somethings, and poof, all life on Earth's going to be gone. Either him or little X is going to turn into Drax, and y'all going to get the big fucking fingers, which y'all going to get. It doesn't matter because I'm going to Mars with his ass. So I got my seat.
If he makes it, who's to say our friends from afar don't shoot him down before he gets there?
I'm pretty sure we've been on Mars for a while now, but we'll leave that for another show.
Yeah,
it's I don't think they have any problem with him going there because it's part of the desensitization program. In order for us to move forward with extraterrestrial anything, we have to desensitize the population, and him going to Mars, finding artifacts will help to do that. First, finding life because he's going to find life on Mars. They were talking about that.
They're going to determine that there is life on a solar system without, one of our outer space telescopes, and it'll be declared. Then they'll find artifacts on Mars.
Well, they're going to find life on Mars. They'll probably find life on Mars. It'll probably be one of the first things they do because there's 4 places they want to go that have up and down both methane, carbon, and oxygen. Which, you might get one, maybe some weird natural thing. You're not going to get all 3 together doing it. That suggests some type of ecosystem. So they're thinking there's probably some type of underground ecosystems. They don't know what they're going to find, but like up there by the pole, they're pretty sure now they're going to find life because when the ice recedes, all this blackness just expands out, and then when ice comes back, it shrinks down. That's some type of fungus, mold, maybe some nematodes or something. Who knows for sure, but it's something that if you've got water and you've got that kind of stuff, you've probably got other kind of more advanced life there. As far as human intelligent life, I don't know. Now, science finally said, oh, Joe's right. We probably came from Mars. Mainstream science is now saying we probably came from Mars. Our ancestors that created life on this planet probably came from Mars. It's we're just
man. I talked about it on my show about that CIA report, Operation Stargate, and what they discovered. I mean, it's obvious.
So I'm an Earth marshaling Earth. I'm a Martian of Earth descent. That sounds dirty for some reason.
I think we're a part of them, but I think that they were way, way different, obviously.
Obviously, they were way different than we were. It's a whole different type of species, especially if they were living with that low gravity and low light.
Well, how the hell do you think Noah lived for 950 years, man? I think he was one of them. It makes sense. Makes perfect sense. Nobody has any documentation. It's just every civilization has a story. They don't necessarily call him Noah, but it's the same story. It's very interesting stuff.
Well, there's a lot of good stuff like that. There's a lot of fun stuff like that. There's
Eugenia has a question.
Put it up there, baby.
Does the name Martin have any connection to Mars?
Only it was Uncle Martin, the Martian from Mars, on my what's that TV show?
Oh God, my favorite Martian.
Martin, yeah, my favorite Martian, man.
Yeah. His name was Martin, the Martian from Mars. Uncle Martin.
So now we're gonna stop here. We're gonna do one of Jay's favorite things. Favorite things.
But polls?
Yes, we got polls. We got to, and let me tell you what. So CNN, let me come back to the screen for a minute. So CNN, I've been watching them last couple of days. They are having a heart attack orgasm at the same time. I don't know why for some of them they think it's so cute, but so if you go back to Trump's last term, he was minus 31 or minus 32 in immigration with everybody. So right now he's plus 9 on that. But when you carry in his poll before that, he was 52. So that puts him almost right around 81, 82% on immigration. So it made it even worse for them because of a couple of other little adjustments. They found that Hispanics, blacks, and whites we're taking him on the economy, and he's now up in the plus side of the economy and not in the minus, somewhere around 54, 55%. So the Democrats are now currently sitting at 17% strong approval rating, down from 27% just 2 weeks ago.
Isn't that great to begin with? Wow.
So, and they keep thinking this stuff, like this stuff in LA, is going to help them out. It's hurting them. So when the country was just recently, CNN did one too. MSNBC did one, which was crazy, about what LA thinks about this. They're on Trump's side. They're not on Newsom's side.
The Supreme Court is, and they were talking this afternoon, and all these like, I don't know if they're all elected officials or if they're appointed officials or just officials of the city, but they were all touting how great of a job Mayor Bass is doing, and this, not Bass, blah 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 this, and how great Governor Newsom is, blah 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 this and that, and it was making me nauseous for real. And then I thought to myself, any other Democrat, or I'm sorry, any other governor of any other city anywhere in the United States, once their city caught fire, that whether it was Friday night or Saturday night last week, whatever, any responsible mayor of a city would have called the governor and said, please, can we have the National Guard? My city's on fire. She didn't do that, and they're pissed that Trump did it. And if he hadn't, what else would they have burned? How much further would it have gone? Do the math. And they're trying to spin that it was, because Trump called in the troops, that's why it got violent. No, sister. Someone decided to get violent way before they were called in, and you didn't do it, and you look like shit for not doing it.
And that's the thing; they do look like shit for not doing it.
Any other governor, mayor, whether they're Republican or Democrat, plus or minus for or against this ICE raid stuff, would have called in the troops as soon as their city caught fire. End of story. Should have done, anyways.
It's it's one of those things that really and truly should have been easily taken care of. And then they keep trying to say, "Oh, the police chief said we could handle it." Well, I've heard a police chief now 3 times say, "No, we couldn't handle it."
Overwhelmed.
Yeah, and he said it's worse. He said he was getting scared that somebody. He said he was getting scared that somebody was going to die.
They even said in almost every press release or every press conference thing, every law enforcement official said, we're calling in help from every county and city and state thing that we can get near us. That doesn't mean they're handling it. That means they're overwhelmed because they're calling in what they call mutual aid. It's a situation out of our control. Firemen do it. Ambulances do it. Cops do it.
Oh, wait. What is this the one I was looking for? Let me see if this is the one. It's I don't know, but we're in some shit. We need to get our stuff straightened out.
It's like the 70s all over again. Remember the riots for the Vietnam War and then the war itself? I mean, we were basically watching live action war when I was like 10 years old.
Yeah, it was a little different back then, but yeah, it is true. It is
some pretty graphic images, I recall.
There's some pretty rough stuff back then. There really was.
The one monk who lit himself on fire on national television, and then the one U.S. colonel, I forget his name, but he was a bad dude. Him and his troops went to prison for what they did on live television. He walks up to a Vietnam officer and executes him on television. No blurry images like they have nowadays for you baby children's.
Yeah, well, you know.
I mean, it was
that was a different era, Jay.
It was a way different era.
Yes.
It's
night, Jerry. See you tomorrow.
You're not going to see that kind of stuff today, but
no, people are too sensitive to it. And
see
plus,
you
we
tomorrow
have
night,
the digital machines. We can make the blurry part. So, they were showing people that they were as they were taxing injured people out of the Palestinian Gaza area.
Conducted large-scale,
and they blurred all the injuries
in and around Los Angeles. Those raids continue.
This is disgusting.
California is no stranger to immigration enforcement, but instead of focusing on undocumented immigrants with serious criminal records and people with final deportation orders, a strategy both parties have long supported, this administration is pushing mass deportations, indiscriminately targeting hardworking immigrant families, regardless of their roots or risk.
Liar.
What's happening right
No,
now
he's outright
is
liar.
very different than anything we've seen before.
Even if
On
they're not a
Saturday
violent
morning,
criminal,
when
though,
federal
sir,
agents
they're
jumped
still a
out of an
criminal.
unmarked van near a Home Depot parking lot, they began grabbing people, a deliberate targeting of a heavily Latino suburb. A similar scene played out when a clothing company was raided downtown. In other actions, a U.S. citizen, 9 months pregnant, was arrested. A 4-year-old girl taken, families separated, friends quite literally disappearing. In response, everyday Angelenos came out to exercise their constitutional right to free speech and assembly, to protest their government's actions. In turn, the state of California and the city and county of Los Angeles sent our police officers to help keep the peace. And with some exceptions, they were successful. Like many states, California is no stranger to this sort of unrest. We manage it regularly and with our own law enforcement.
They
But
have this kind of
again,
unrest regularly? What kind of a governor are you?
What then ensued
I know, he's
was the
an
use
idiot.
of tear gas, flashbang grenades, rubber bullets. Federal agents detaining people and undermining.
So he's
their
saying
due
they should be
process
using real
rights.
bullets. I agree,
Donald
sir.
Trump, without consulting California law enforcement leaders, commandeered 2,000 of our state's National Guard members to deploy on our streets illegally and for no reason. This brazen abuse of power by a sitting president inflamed a combustible situation,
He seems
putting
like
our
an
people,
asshole, Eugenio.
our officers, and even our National Guard at risk. That's when the downward spiral began. He doubled down on his dangerous National Guard deployment by fanning the flames even harder. And the president, he did it on purpose. As the news spread throughout LA, anxiety for family and friends ramped up. Protests started again. By night, several dozen lawbreakers became violent and destructive. They vandalized property. They tried to assault police officers. Many of you have seen the video clips of
Dude,
cars
see,
burning on cable news.
that's the problem there,
To
Mr.
incite
Dumbass
violence, I
Governor.
want to be clear about
We've
it.
seen the
If you
clips
incite
before.
violence or destroy our community, you're going to be held
He
to
must have forgot about all the
and criminal
cop
behavior
cars
will
that were
not be
being
tolerated. Full
destroyed,
stop.
all the other
Already more
shit,
than
the closed down of the
220 people
101.
have
I
been
guess he
arrested,
forgot about
and
all
we're
of this.
reviewing tapes to build
He
additional
just can't help
and people
himself.
He's
But
not,
that's
he has
liberals
no idea
today.
what's going on in his own state.
of the
But
law.
that's liberals
Again,
today. They
thanks to our law
cannot tell
enforcement
the truth. They just
and the
I
majority
don't know if they know what the
Angelenos
truth is
who
anymore.
He's a
protested
governor
peacefully,
calling out the
the
president.
situation
This
was
is very
winding
serious.
down
Think about
and was concentrated in just
This
a
fool's
few
going to get his ass
square
arrested. I
blocks
mean,
downtown.
Pam Bondi is going to come for your ass.
That's not what Donald
You
Trump
better
wanted.
change your tune,
He
dipshit.
again chose escalation.
You know.
He chose more
This
force.
is, I mean,
He
this is making
chose
me violently
theatrics
ill.
over public
Oh,
safety.
Newsom, you
Listen,
can suck
listen to
somebody's
this right here.
asshole.
Listen
Man.
to this right here. What
He
he's saying,
deployed
man.
and was concentrated in just a few
It's
square
too long,
blocks.
man.
Listen,
But that's not what Donald Trump wanted. He again chose escalation. He chose more force. He chose theatrics over public safety. He federalized
Yeah, that's
another
absolute
2,000
bullshit.
Guard members.
This is full
He
bullshit.
deployed more than 700 active.
And you know, I love when he says it's illegal because the judge
These
said
are
it
men and
ain't
women
illegal. The
trained
judge
for
told him
war
fuck off.
Done before.
Yeah,
law
yeah.
enforcement.
In
We
the
are
60s,
there.
during the, like
We
the
are
And the
Rock-
National Guard's been
brave.
called out in your
But we
state before,
do
and the
not
National Guard's been
want
coming
our
out to
streets
your state
militarized
before
by our own
by a
Imagine
president.
armed forces, not in LA.
1968, the Watch
Madam
Riot,
President.
National Guard called out.
Yeah,
Boom.
so I mean, he's acting like this is unprecedented. No, this has happened in your state before.
You
He can't.
imagine that guy as president? Oh my God.
Oh Jesus, no! I couldn't stand. I wouldn't. He couldn't stand against any even half decent Republican.
Well, he's a good speaker, but you know, when you look at California, when you see
He's full of shit.
that's what I don't understand about liberals. So they get up on television. That's the one I was looking for. I got it somewhere as a clip where they're talking, and Nancy Pelosi and Maxine are talking about how great things are, and the violence is playing next to them on the clip. And the whole time though, they're just sitting there lying. It's like when Maxine Waters, she been sanctioned, by the way, I think for $70,000. She got she went to go into an ICE facility, and they told her no, and she shut the door. They shut the door and locked her out.
Yeah.
She went down the crowd and tried to incite a riot.
Yep. She was
Told him
arrested.
to go,
She
yeah.
apologized the next day, even though she had charges against her. It was like, no, look, you broke the law. Time to pay the crime. You know.
Yeah, so they're saying I think they said they were sanctioning her for $68,000 or something. It's which is not probably a lot of money to her, but still, you know, people need to start paying for this bullshit. You can't go around inciting a riot. if there would have been a riot and somebody got killed, it would have been all on her.
Yeah, no better self-defense or the lawyer's defense for her is going to be, oh, she was using her, Second Amendment right. Your Second Amendment right does not allow you to incite violence, and when violence occurs, if you said something to incite such violence,
it's like
are just as liable as those who committed said violence.
Yeah, it's like the idiot today trying to tell me about, I don't know why Trump didn't call out the National Guard on Jan 6. I said he did. He put 2,000 troops ready to go.
And again, the same thing.
I said, but Nancy Pelosi, the Speaker of the House,
said, no,
has the right to call him out, and the mayor has the right to call him out. Neither one of them did.
No, thank you.
And then you see what happened. And I said, that's not near as violent as what we've been watching in Los Angeles for the last 5 days.
I think it's very important to mention the fact that Trump offered it to both Pelosi and Mayor Bowers of D.C. Do you want me to call in the troops? And both ladies said, no, thank you. I think we can handle it. And they knew they couldn't. And days later, Nancy Pelosi's daughter recorded her mother saying, we knew we needed a National Guard. It was stupid. We should have let him call him in.
Well, there should be a movement to
account for that. I mean, that's a direct violation of her oath to protect the Constitution, for one.
No, she's not going to. She don't even know what the Constitution is. I listen to him speak all the time. So there should be a movement to protect the Olympics, to keep them from going to LA in case some riot breaks out in LA and starts harming Olympians. I think they really should consider moving it to somewhere else. It's just at this point, LA is just a piece of crap.
Can they can't secure their own city without calling in help from other counties and other states.
You gotta stay away from blue cities altogether.
You really
blue states too. I would imagine.
You have a high propensity of being victimized, and the government allowing it.
And the government allowing it. That's the really fucked up part.
Almost encouraging it from their behavior. They're encouraging it because they're not punishing it. You know what I mean?
And Joe, remind us, what's the stat in violence in blue cities? Is it like 51% higher than
red? It's ungodly higher.
Pretty high.
So when you look at a blue city compared to a red city, it's at least 50% higher or more. And there are a lot of red cities that really have virtually no violence going on them at all.
Yeah.
They're just not violent places. But there's not a blue city around that isn't a violent place. If it's a big blue city, it's violent. And this is what's so sad. So LA is 38% has 38% more violence than any other blue city in the country, including Chicago. Wow. 38% more.
Uh-huh.
Look at Las Vegas, man. Clark County's got a Republican sheriff. He doesn't let anything go on it. You know what? You don't hear about.
It used to be the outlying counties were pro-prostitution. Now is it not the whole state is now pro-prostitution? It's no longer illegal?
Yes, I think it is the whole state now. I think it is the whole state now.
I think the whole state is now legal for prostitution. So you can get it in not doesn't have to be outlying counties, any city, any state, or any part of the state, period. Think about that. They probably have legal weed too.
Do you want me to think about prostitutes and weed, Jay? Is that really what you want me to do? Because I will. I will think about these things. I will think about these things a lot. You know what I mean?
I am not talking. I'm not touching this.
I'm not encouraging anybody to any kind of legal or illegal activities, but I'm just saying that's how
you're saying.
At least
who's playing the song? Who's playing the song? I'm going to play this video, which is like 3 minutes or something, and some more shit going on over there. But who's going to play the music as we go?
I got a song.
All right, so let me play this. Do 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 do. Got Chris.
What about this Trump birthday celebration?
We'll talk about that too. Hold on. Let's play this right quick. Okay, what we got going on? Look at this shit, man.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Oh, that's the one we watched earlier, yeah. That orange one looked like it was going after one of them launchers.
I was watching it last night, man. It was kind of interesting stuff.
Now, this is Tel Aviv now, or how long
No,
ago?
this looked like what we watched earlier.
Last night.
Okay,
Yeah.
last night then, yeah.
Yeah, it all started last night.
Well, I heard it at 6 a.m. when I turned on the news.
Per the rumor,
I
you
on TV,
only
I heard
need
it.
fiber if you have digestive issues. Fiber.
Fiber.
So are you ready for the song now, or what?
Yeah, good. Take it away, baby. Take it away.
Fiber.
Oh, crap.
Keep that fiber, man.
Friends in Israel and Iran. Yeah. I
I like battling Jackie Chan and what's his name? Yeah.
What's out there? What creates the shadows in the corners or the creatures of the dark? Who are those on the other side? What do they have to say? This is the Gateway Podcast. This is not your normal style of paranormal talk radio. Brought to you live from United Public Radio Network, 107.7 FM New Orleans.
Oh, welcome back, weirdos. Welcome back to News on the Flip Side. Yes, we are. Actually, I'm looking for some of the stuff I had earlier. I don't know which I might have put it on a different computer. I'm just looking for the clips with Democrats talking about the how peaceful the protests are, with the protests next to them while they're saying how peaceful they are. Yeah, I got them somewhere. It's probably on one of my Facebook pages.
You mean it's kind of like Leslie Nielsen in that cop movie where there's like the fireworks places blowing up behind him. He's like, nothing to see here. Please move on.
Yes, run. People, there's a lot going on.
Hey, Joe, when are the polls going to be starting for 2026?
Some of them have kind of already started. You'll see probably though, beginning of next year, right around Christmas this year, you'll start seeing a little bit. But right now, it doesn't really matter. The Democrats are in such. I don't even know what they're going to do. I mean, at this point, if they don't pull something out of their assholes, the Republicans are going to have a supermajority, and if they get a supermajority, the Democrats are done. They'll pass bills and stuff that the Democrats just won't have a chance to come back from. And running around saying that AOC and Jasmine Crockett were your two best spokespeople scares the shit out of a lot of Democrats. And there's been more Democrats that have left. Even today, there's been some more have left the party. It's getting weird how many Democrats are actually leaving the party.
Is there a number we can find? Like how many Democrats have left since this year?
I've tried, and I get a lot of different numbers. There's been some people say there's been as much as 25% have left the party. That's devastating for any party. So I mean, I don't know how that is and how it's working out. It just seems to be. But there's so many famous people that have left, and I mean, you got Fetterman. He's really thinking about leaving. I mean, Tulsi Gabbard left. Kennedy left.
A full list of leaders who left the party since 2024 election.
Jean Pierre. You already found one? We'll roll them out, baby.
Let's see. Why it matters. I don't give a shit. Let's find out who they are. Let's see. Democrats who left the party. Jean-Pierre who?
Oh, that's the one who's the spokesperson for Biden, the little fuzzy-headed black girl.
President Biden, okay. Kentucky Senator Robin Webb. Oh, that's it? Come on. That's the full list?
Well, we already know they're missing some.
Like two people.
Okay, Florida State Representative Hillary Cassell left the party.
I think there's been at least
Florida State Senator Jason Pizzo. Now we're getting them. Now there's a lot of ads on this page. Democratic National Committee fundraiser Lindy Lee. Buy money.
Oh yeah, remember the little what's the little Oriental girls? I can't think of her name. The Asian girl. She was another one of the big fundraisers. She left.
Yeah, Lindy Lee. It's like leaving a cult, Lee said in December, explaining that she was ostracized for questioning then Vice President Kamala Harris's political ambitions and Biden's leadership.
That's her.
Wow. Bye-bye. $1 billion disaster. And she just lost all them. And that's it. That's all they got.
Oh, well, there's actually more than that.
But there's more. I mean, come on. There's got to be. I mean, Kennedy should be on that list.
Yeah, well, Tulsi should be on that list too, but there's a couple others that should be on
that list. Yeah.
And that's like somebody the other day said, "Well, see, Trump's tariffs isn't working. Really, he's paid off like $5 trillion. I think they said of the economy. Plus, the economy looks like it's starting to level off now, starting to move around. I noticed.
She said he was going to leave like what, 4-something trillion? I don't know what.
I want my $5,000 check.
No, now that they fired Elon, I don't know if we're going to get a $5,000 check. Now that they put the boot in Elon's ass,
well, Elon wasn't fired so much as what he was supposed to do ended.
He was fired, man. Get the fuck out of here.
Well, his
take your ass back to South Africa where you belong, boy. That's what Trump told you.
Best anyway. He only had so much time before his clout was running out. So.
Well, no, we all know why he had to go, because he was going to destroy his company if he stayed, and he's got other things he's got to do. I mean, he's still got people forget he's still got X to worry about.
and Tesla
SpaceX
and
is
a couple other things.
SpaceX is doing so many weird things, and he's got a bunch of other weird companies, and of course he got AI involved with some other stuff he's doing.
Do you think maybe he's got too many fires? Too many pokers in the fire, rather.
I don't think he has enough. Not for Elon. I don't think he has enough. Some people can do stuff like that. Like people forget. When you ask me all the time, well, or tell me all the time, Trump had 6 bankruptcies. Yeah, but out of like 500 companies.
And isn't he like a speed fiend or a coke fiend or something like that? Something.
No, that's I don't know. They said Elon might be on something. I don't know, but no one's ever been able to prove he's on anything. None of his friends say he's on anything. They say it's just
have you ever
who he
seen
is.
him when he's standing by Trump? He can't stand still for very long. He's very nervous moving, very much like a drug addicted individual would be if they were.
Yeah, or just a nervous person. Yeah, but he could just be a nervous person because not all of his friends say he don't do drugs. All of them. There's none of his friends. All of his ex-girlfriends and ex-wives say he don't do drugs. I'm just saying, all of his ex-wives, all his girlfriends, all say he don't do drugs. He said he's anti-drug. He said that's why Trump liked him. It's why he liked Trump because they don't do drugs. But there are just antsy people. When I was young, I couldn't stay still, especially if I was on stage like that.
He's also very sweaty and glossy in the face too, which is
I wonder sometimes when I see him when he's walking around. I wonder, but then, he always speaks coherently. He's never rambling on. He's got a good solid voice.
One could call his South African accent a speech impediment.
He's got
I wouldn't doubt it. Yeah, I mean, come on, guys.
But none of the people he knows, even his kids, say he doesn't do drugs. And remember, a lot of his kids are grown.
He may not do them, but he must have tried them. I guarantee you, he has.
Well, he said. I remember hearing this. He was actually smoking weed when he said this, by the way, when he went on his diatribe about drugs. He said, I've always figured that it really won't enhance your ability to think. It would more along the lines of destroy it. So, and it was funny, and you're probably right, because I did notice when he was on Joe Rogan, he kind of went, not like he went, and then he just went. So, was he smoking for real or not? I'd have to watch it again to tell you, but he didn't even look like he was inhaling. I have to agree with your boy down there. I don't think he was.
Well, I'd like to quote what's his name? Dr. Hunter S. Thompson. He's famously quoted as saying, when asked about what writing was like, he says, "Well, I hate to advocate drugs, sex, or violence to anyone, but in my case, it works." That man, we definitely know, was way out there. It worked for him, but I don't think it works for Elon. I don't think he could be. He just seems the type. He's like a rat. He's always nervous and fidgety, and it just makes me uneasy.
Yeah, well, he's got plans that he wants to get done. Remember, he's in his 50s now, man. He's
It's going to be a 007 situation. We're going to have to send our top spy, on the next NASA space shuttle to go have a laser battle with him. And
yeah, let me tell you what, he's brain tied. He's brain tied in with all his projects, man. He's done hooked it. He done put that neuro chip in his head. He's like, yeah, y'all come for me. That's all. I got all these satellites. I got 12,000 right now. I'll burn you to the ground.
Well, I don't know. Just as long as he doesn't produce a 9-foot tall, hairy bodyguard with metal teeth.
And look, he's producing the robot for $5,000 that China's
your 9-foot tall giant with metal teeth.
He did that 9-foot comic. And they're going to be pretty good. Elon don't build crappy stuff. So,
hey guys, I'm going to run. I'm tired as hell.
Get some sleep, baby.
I am.
See you, Sean.
See you tomorrow.
Vacation,
dude. Hey, Sean. Have a good vacation.
Long, late, silky redheads, baby.
Definitely. Have a good night, everybody.
It's one of them things, people. I don't know. Elon just seems to be Elon. Elon has his goals and ambitions, and just like Steve Jobs. See, Steve Jobs was like that. It was all the time.
Steve Jobs, sat on his money. He didn't spend it on space programs and other things like that. Right?
Because he wasn't smart. That's why. And look, and who was richer, Elon or him?
Isn't Steve Jobs dead?
Yeah, he's been dead.
And he
died. You know why he died of cancer? Because he wouldn't go get conventional treatment. The doctor told him because it wasn't bad when he got it that he
He
could
died
be
of pauper
saved.
because he spent all his money on medical care.
No, he died. He didn't spend any money on medical care. That's what I'm saying. He went with whatchamacallit medicine.
Well, yeah, he still spent money to get it, and that shit isn't free.
No, what, like $1? I mean, how much did that shit cost you? That's over the counter crap you can buy
Come
for
on,
nothing.
some of those third party healers are shysters.
What
They're
was
out
he
there.
worth? What was he worth at the time? 50, 100 billion or
He,
something?
he, he didn't no he didn't go out with as much as he started off with. Once he got really famous, I think it was up to $50 billion worth. But when he died, he was a couple million or something like that.
No, the man was worth a shitload of money. I remember
I
his
don't
wife
think.
talking about it. Yeah, I
Let's
heard
find out.
his wife was talking about it. Matter of fact, I think she still gives money. I wonder if he did like what do you call them when you set up funds for people?
Oh, it's a trust.
Yeah.
Oh wow, 10.2 billion. When he
Yeah, I
died.
knew he had money. He wasn't poor.
Mm. But
Can't
I
tax the
think
trust either, Ray.
that he would have had more because I don't know, he was
Well, no,
frugal.
he
Not
actually
frugal.
gave away when he found out he was sick. He actually gave away a lot of money. He
Okay.
when they told him when he hit stage 4, they were like when the herbal medicines weren't working for him. But he chose to go the way he chose. He wanted to go. I mean, that's his right. But he made sure his family was taken care of. So that's all that really mattered. I mean, when he passed, she got 10 billion,
I bet you whatever he
and
died of, it's curable now.
he had not pancreatic cancer. He had a colon cancer.
The pancreatic cancer. Yeah, there actually is a cure for pancreatic cancer now.
Well, he had colon cancer, but
No, I just looked at it. It said pancreatic
oh,
cancer.
did it? Okay.
Cause of death, pancreatic cancer. You want me to throw it up?
No, we don't need to see it. It's not
Yeah,
important.
that's ouch.
He's
Yeah, still though, I mean, I do believe that is curable now.
well, all of that's curable if you catch it early.
Mm-hmm.
Where it wasn't before, now it is. You catch stage 1, stage 2, and a lot of those cancers take a long time to grow. So he got into the guy thing and just didn't take care of himself right. And then after that, it didn't matter how much money he had once he hit a certain point.
Once you hit stage, what they say, once you hit stage 2, if they catch it early enough in stage 2, you got 50-50 of making it. But stage 3 and 4, if they catch it at that point, there's really not much they can do just except make you comfortable.
Well, what I've learned is it really depends on the type of cancer it is. So if it's a small cell lung, even at stage 1, that shit can kill you in 6 months. But there are cancers at stage 4 because they're so slow moving that a lot of time steroids will slow them down and stop them. But you still got to know which kind it is. They have to be diagnosed correctly. There's a lot into. I've lost a lot of family and friends with cancer, and it's just one of those things. And most of it is preventable. More than 2/3 of it now is preventable. If you catch it early, you don't have to die from it. Get out there, guys. Get that colonoscopy. Yeah, you're over 50. Let them probe your ass. You're asleep. You don't know. Half the guys that are playing dance just went, ah! I don't know. I'd go to Mars. Is there a big deal with it?
I wouldn't mind visiting, but I don't think I'd want to stay. I don't know. Really, you have to go visit.
Free boobs and stuff. I don't know, man. Ancient alien artifacts and stuff. I don't know. I don't know
if Elon is handing out 40 acres and a robotic mule. Maybe I'll take it.
Actually, it won't be up to him. So, if they go with the standard thing when you go out into the wilderness, it's whatever you fence. So if you go out, whatever you fence, that's how it used to be in the old days.
You can put behind a barbed wire fence or
whatever you could fence was yours. Yeah, that's why so many people ended up with 500,000 and 600,000 acres and shit, because it's whatever you could fence. And so it'll probably be the same thing there. We go out and get you 500,000 acres or something.
Well, then we need to get Home Depot up there. Otherwise, they're not. Where are you going to get your fence posts from?
Yeah, where are you going to get anything from, for that matter?
Yeah, Elon's got to bring it. What's this you're showing us?
This was like shot over like Peru back 2020, man. And a few people have put this up online, like different people shooting this thing.
Looks like a bottle opener.
It looked like the metal toilet seat on an airplane.
It gets clearer. Get rid of this guy.
Let's see.
No, it looks kind of like the one of the living craft from Star Trek: The Next Generation.
Some kind of weird disc.
I mean, it's changing colors.
Yeah.
Or lights that are bouncing off of it are changing colors. Are they pointing lasers at it?
Nah, a lot of people have seen this. So like a lot have
it is actually blinking. Yeah, okay.
There's multiple videos of this thing floating over.
Still looks like it. I mean, look, pause it. It looks just like a toilet seat from that angle. It really does.
You'll see it closer. I mean, the guy zooms in, whatever. And he's not the only one that's got the video. Like a bunch of people from different areas. And this thing was pretty much.
Is that a radar? Sonar? What's he got?
It's not easy to get a shot in the night sky, I mean.
No, and when you zoom in, it makes it almost impossible if you're holding it by hand to keep it steady. You have to, when you zoom in, you have to have a tripod.
Yeah.
And that's why most people don't carry a tripod with them. And you zoom in and they lose focus, and they almost always lose the object, and they have to zoom back out. Oh, there it is.
Yeah, I like jumping these. I kick your ass. Marines starting to get people.
Hit them.
Arrest them. Integrated series Space Dream Chaser space plane unveiled at NASA facility. Oh man, look at all kind of new space. See, that's how it is in this country. All of a sudden, boom, 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 new technology all over the place.
The funny thing is that this is probably technology they're not even going to use anymore. They got something better already.
This looks like. Wait a minute, let me put this up. This looks like the $6 million guy man's thing, man.
I don't know, whatever it was up there. You know what I mean?
I don't know what it is. It's just
whatever the hell it is. It was up there.
It's just so you get those weird ones like that, and they just kind of hang around. They're not doing anything fancy. You're kind of like, what the hell? It also makes is this it? Let's see. Yeah, this is it. Let's see what this has to say.
Can contribute to science experiments and advancing science. We know that's a big deal up there. Can you talk a little bit more about your goals with the mission to accomplish that?
We're turning up to eat with 4
We're turning up to eat, really?
Denny's? Oh, come on.
Done.
Really?
4 slams, 4 big meals, all under 10. More
I'm
for
telling you
everyone
what,
this
man.
summer. 4 slams for under $10 each.
You're lucky I can't see the damn thing at the moment.
Right. So I think what is so unique about this we've talked about is the ability to come back to like 1.5 G. So if we develop very delicate products, we can bring them back and not destroy the process.
Damn Lego.
And the splashdown, but the runway landing is very light.
It's gonna look like a $6 million man's thing.
Once we come on the runway.
Well, what do you think the giant thing was for? It was called the lifting body. It was just past coming in ballistically. That's why the space shuttle bottom is rounded.
No, why does this thing do it? Kind of like that idea, whatever the hell that was going on. Oh man, that just was a teaser. Boo, boo. So NASA got a new lift body. Looks pretty cool. Looks like it's got a thruster pack in the back for when it's in space. I wonder
Here's another video of that. This one's actually a lot better, I think. The guy actually freezes it later and like gets real close to it. He's better with the camera. He got a better camera too. Look at that thing.
It looks weird.
No rhyme, no reason. It's just chilling out.
Yeah, which means it could be any damn thing. That's the problem.
Looks like it's hollow. Is it hollow? Like
it might be.
Like
it might be something reflective. It's hard to tell because you're not seeing nothing through it, so it makes you know.
Got some lights.
Let's see.
There was one angle where it kind of looked. There's 2 episodes of Star Trek where they have a living spaceship, and one of them it looks kind of like that. One of the angles.
What
this is over
somebody's mouse.
Cusco, Peru.
That's over Cusco, Peru.
Yeah.
Wow.
Big long history Peru has with UFOs there.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
But interesting that so many people saw this and it was going on for quite a little while.
Well, I mean, even south of the border, I mean, Mexico had like 5 or 6 years of annual, even monthly, huge flaps of UFOs right over Mexico City. Thousands of people were viewing them and videotaping them on their cell phones and crap. It was incredible.
But why would they just hang around, man? Like just trying to make contact with us or say, here we are?
They
probably just got
operations.
They probably just got through putting in people bags. Probably what they did.
Yeah,
probably the ones that got the video.
They were either concluding or conducting abductions, one or the other.
Yeah, having fun, doing a little probing here and there, just
It looks kind of reptile-y. Doesn't it look reptile-y, man?
I don't know what that is. It looks a little odd though. I'm not sure. It's a weird shape. So
yeah, it's weird.
It's
well, the three lights in front that were changing red, green, blue are very reminiscent of the 3-eyed, 3-fingered, 3-armed Martians from War of the Worlds, the very first one. They're the red creatures that died of a cold.
Oh,
I don't know. Looks interesting, man. If you can't explain it, who knows? Who knows?
Well, Occam's razor comes into account, right? If you eliminate whatever the impossible logical explanations are, whatever remains, no matter how illogical, must be the truth.
Yes, but is that must be in the truth kind of stuff, or is that something we've taught ourselves to give us a truth?
It's a philosophy to help us deal with situations we don't have the correct logical answer for.
Yes.
Plain and simple as that.
Oh man, they were showing this warthog that had to land on a highway. Pilot did a great job, man. He didn't wreck up the plane, and I was like, "Look at him go, man! Landing on a highway."
They're hard to wreck up anyway. They're just a flying tank.
It's supposed to be the pilot's plane.
Oh,
if you're a pilot, that's the thing that you would.
Speaking of pilots, check this out, gentlemen.
It's not an F-16 or anything like that, but it's a heck of a plane.
This isn't an F-16 either, but I think you'll recognize it.
10
seconds now. 10 seconds. Roger. 0, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Anyway, I just need to fast forward a little bit here. All right, there's the actual end of the takeoff there. You can see the lifting body underneath the bomber's wing. Every night on the $6 Million Man, we got to watch this, and that poor pilot had to watch it as well because he liked the show. Does this not look like exactly what you're talking about, Joe?
That's what I'm saying. It's one we were just looking at. I mean, it was shaped like that.
It's just a smaller version, and this is 1960s or so. And I think Martin Caden, who wrote the book that becomes $6 Million Man, I think he's on site when this happened.
Think about it. Do you know when the F-22 was commissioned? 1981.
Not surprising, yeah.
So technically, what is it? 44-year-old technology, and like shit.
Yeah.
Chopper's gonna get me, I'm afraid. He's all right.
Chopper's gonna hit me in the face. I'm sorry, man.
Okay, he landed around his gear. Get the fire truck out.
Get the fire truck out, Jimmy Lee.
The
M2F2 was significantly damaged, and the pilot, Bruce Peterson, was seriously injured. Peterson eventually lost an eye to the accident, but otherwise recovered.
Yeah, I don't think that's that serious. He didn't literally walk away. I mean, he did have some broken bones and things, but he did lose an eye. And then Martin Caden was inspired to create the $6 Million Man, who had a bionic arm, a bionic eye, and 2 bionic legs. Very cool. And unfortunately for Mr. Patterson, he had to watch that every week. Oop, wrong button.
Yeah, because that's what it was. It came on every week.
And Bruce Patterson, the guy who's the pilot that just crashed on that video, he said that he hated watching the show because of that, but he loved the show. So he had to watch.
Well, just skip the credits, man. I mean, just skip the intro. Yeah, give it 5 minutes. You know it'll be over when it comes to just move on, man. It's what the hell? Oh, here's some more polls. I forgot this one was in here. Which one was this one? Bad news for Democrats. Polls show Trump outperforming potential Biden replacement. Meaning for the next president. So whoever they're putting up, he's already
replacement.
No, but I mean he's already outpolling the people who are going to run for the next presidency. I'm thinking, who cares?
They name them? Who are they?
They've got Newsom in there. They got Harris in there. They've got Shapiro in there. They got Shapiro in there.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Oh shit! They got Fetterman and AOC in there.
I know I didn't hear Fetterman say he was putting his name in it, but I know Shapiro was thinking about it.
You know, it'd be interesting to have a Jew for a president.
Yeah.
It's a Jewish person. It's a Jew. Which y'all upset about, Cliffy there. Let's see.
Oh, listen to this. It's not related, but it's about Shapiro. Josh Shapiro says he will stand up, in quotes, to Trump if he sends troops to PA. Well, don't do something stupid then.
So let's see. They got
he's actually called himself in though, so they are among the top presidential picks.
Yeah, he's. So they got Cory Booker, Amy Klobuchar, Josh Shapiro, Pete Butterbutt, J.B. Perkinson, Gavin Newsom, Gretchen Whitmore, Kamala Harris, and Joe Biden.
Jeez, he can't run again, can't? Well, yeah, he can.
Trump tops all of them anywhere from 3 to 5 points. So that means they're losing before they even get in to run. And of course, if they keep acting like this, it's not going to matter. They're going to get slaughtered. They're in such a pickle right now. They're trying to get out of it. They keep taking the wrong side of everything.
Well, here's one poll saying, what's his name? Mark, what's his face from the Shark Tank? That's ridiculous. I don't think he'd be a good president. I think he's an idiot.
Well, he don't like the Democrats. He's been on Trump's side, on tariffs and a couple other things.
Mark, what's his face? Let me get his full name. What the hell's his name?
Is that the bald-headed one?
No.
Oh, Mark Cuban?
Yeah, Mark Cuban. That's him.
Oh, yeah, he hates Trump. Even though he's been agreeing with Trump lately for some reason or another. I couldn't tell you why.
But he's also a very outspoken. He's not a senator or anything, but he's an outspoken Democratic person.
Yeah, he's a billionaire. He's a donor.
And I think he's stupid as shit too, but that's just me.
Yeah, he's definitely a billionaire, and unfortunately, he's an idiot billionaire, but he is a billionaire.
I don't see how he could. I mean, he made that money, but how can he be an idiot and still be a Democrat?
So the other day, where's it at? Hold on, let me see if I can find the story again. Okay, another nuclear submarine the other day quietly just showed up next to China.
What, quietly showed up?
Just quietly showed up. Just sitting there off the coast saying hello. They didn't know it was there. This is like time number 7 now that one of our submarines was sitting literally less than 20 miles off the coast of China, and they didn't know it was there.
And it was probably there for a long time.
They are pretty
things,
quiet.
can stay underwater for 90 days minimum. Some of them.
So
they're made to be quiet.
Well, some of the newer ones we now have this rubber coating we put on them that makes them stealthy and quiet.
They call it a condom.
And yeah, it's like a giant condom. And then they've got.
They don't have anymore for the what you call there used to be some that had diesel engines, and they used to coat the engine room with a specific rubber type of tile that soon to became also used as an acoustic tile in like sound rooms and like recording studios, but it kept the sound bouncing within that chamber instead of transferring it to the outer hull and then out into the ocean, so Russian subs couldn't hear this. So it worked great to deaden the sound on those piston engines, but it also works as a great coating on the outside of the engine because any shock waves that hit it from outside sonar, they don't hit metal. You can't ping us.
It's very interesting the way and then they got this new thing that goes. It's I forgot what they call it on the back end. It also absorbs sound, and they've moved the conning tower almost all the way to the front of the sub.
Yeah,
the new ones have the dive fins on the tower.
Yeah, the what?
The new ones have the dive fins on the tower set on the side of the ship.
They have they started out with the Ohio class. That's the upgrade from the LAs.
Yeah, so they it's very interesting there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so Japan's over there fighting with China, telling them to go F themselves here in our sea.
We also have the Seawolf, I do believe has control fins on the conning tower, but also has retractable fins in the front and rear of it. So in case any of the control surfaces are damaged, it has retractable backups.
Yeah, but they only made 3 of them bitches.
They were supposed to make 10, but
I don't know what happened. Yeah, well, they I think the total order was going to be for like 25 or 30, but
eventually
they cut it and 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 they cut it, and then they got down to 10, and then that's what's going to be the order, and then they just stopped at 3.
Yeah, I think they actually had like 10 whole numbers, but they only
there was some other ship they came up with that they decided that would just be as good or better. It would be cheaper too. I can't remember which one it was now. I just seen this stupid stuff on TV the other night too. For some reason, just popped up on TV.
Well, I can say they probably the reason why they cut the order, and then they stopped at 3 was because they had something that was better, faster, stronger, cheaper.
Explosions have been heard in Tel Aviv.
Just now? Wow. Okay. They could be suicide bombers.
This is live right now, Tel Aviv, Israel. That's right, Israel, baby.
Yep. Day's just getting started.
Is that city you're liking, you guys? I mean, like
well,
I got
one of my friends from high school lives there, so I should try to get in touch with
green
trees,
okay. Lakes and rivers, and bears. I would go nuts in that place. It's so
Eugenio, if you want to learn about naval sea power, several books come to mind. There's a book that's probably been updated called the Encyclopedia of World Sea Power. Very good general knowledge book. And if you want
looks like Newark.
On either classes of vessels or even just worldwide vessels, any Jane's book, JANE''S, Jane's books are great for any military equipment. To be honest with you.
Yeah. I see they found a new Earth-sized planet.
Petticoat, and you'll learn everything you need to know about submarines.
Operation
Yeah,
Petticoat.
I learned plenty enough about submarines when I was in the Navy. I don't need to learn no more. It's no, they found another Earth-sized planet in the inhabitable zone.
Yeah.
Look at that. You're gonna keep finding until we got neighbors, and we're gonna be like, "Oh, hi."
We're not ever going to have neighbors. Our closest neighbor is always going to be 40 light years away.
Well, there might be somebody in Proxima.
Yeah, but we still are going to need FTL space travel to get to these places in an economic.
The Chinese claim that they picked up alien chatter signals way out deep in space with that new telescope they've got. People are trying to debunk it, saying they're lying, but they claim
Well, you
that.
never know what China.
Yeah, and how would they know? Most outer space sounds on the radio sound like Chinese anyway.
Oh, look at this badass. So the F-313 Conqueror, Iran stealth fighter under scrutiny.
Really?
Iran's got a stealth fighter. Wow, where did they get its stuff to do this from?
Yeah, well, they must have gotten it off of something that we dropped on them that they shot down or was accidentally damaged.
Probably
Somehow.
Russian technology, man.
Could be Russian technology. Yeah, good call.
Also, Turkey. You can't trust Turkey at all. I mean,
yeah, we
they speak out against us a lot. I mean,
despite the fact we have bases on their territory. I've always found that kind of strange.
I know they're part of our whole thing, man. But
it is a little strange, but they can't seem to be underneath America because they're Turkey.
I like those Turkish delight candies, though, man. They're really good.
They're okay, if they're fresh. They go stale very quickly.
Guys, got to eat them fast.
Huh?
You got to eat them fast.
Yeah, that's the thing. You got to eat them fast, and they make your fingers so sticky. I mean, you could probably climb the wall like Spider-Man.
No, it's kind of weird. They got a lot of new tech coming out. I mean, there's a lot of tech coming out. We're gonna see where the world's gonna go. They want to know what happened to this Indian plane too. Nobody said anything about it.
It went up and went down. And boom.
Yeah, that's pretty much. Nobody said anything else about it.
787 Dreamliner.
It's a big plane.
The Indians have a stealth plane also? Is that what you're saying?
That was Iran.
Yeah, but then you said India. What about India?
Oh, I don't know. I don't remember. I was reading those articles.
It was India.
No, Iran had a 313. It's called a Conqueror 313.
No, that Dreamliner was an India plane.
Oh no, yeah, the plane that crashed was India. Yeah,
that's where they got their stealth stuff from. Shit.
No. This is a commercial airline that just crashed the other day. Killed 200 people. Only there was one survivor, which everybody's kind of weirded out about. Yeah.
No, I think there was like 47 survivors, but the guy was like, he got up and walked out. They were like shocked. Still didn't look too happy. He was messed up.
I don't know. The last and only headline I saw said he was the sole survivor.
His brother was like on the seat next to him or behind him. And he died. So. Crazy, man.
Still, though, they say it's the safest method of transportation, even surpassing cars and trucks and trains and planes and automobiles and whatnot.
Yeah, maybe it is, but it seems to be getting less and less safe every day.
Yeah, especially with all the war zones around the planet.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's kind of but I mean, it just seems to be mostly stupid shit is what's causing the problem. It doesn't seem to be being shot down or anything. Just the one they remember the one that crashed somewhere in the Indian Ocean or wherever it crashed. They never could find it, and then they realized the pilot committed suicide.
Was it F-17?
No, it was a big commercial airline, and it just went missing. It was H something or another, just went missing, and I think maybe it was in the I forgot where it was coming from, but it was in I think it was in South Pacific. But anyway, it went missing. They never find it.
Yeah. 370, man. So, and my supposition was that it was a theft, that the guy made a deal, and that was a brand new plane worth $250 million. Plus, it had $1 billion in lithium in the belly. So, I mean, I'll tell you,
like freight or a battery.
Awfully tempting to go, and this guy had, tens of thousands of flight hours. I think 20,000 flight hours, but he had a home system, a flight system of his own, like that he would mess around with. He wiped all the decks, everything before this happened. Gave his wife a bunch of money to leave town, and that was it. I mean, I don't think the guy committed suicide. He also avoided all that radar.
They said they found the plane in him. They said they said they found the plane in him. They committed suicide.
Wait, the plane was carrying lithium, or was it it was powered by lithium?
What did they say? They didn't find the plane.
They said they found the plane.
When?
That was a couple of months ago. Might have been a little longer than that ago.
No, they said that they found a little piece of the plane.
No, they had been finding little pieces of the plane. But they said somebody had found it. It was I forgot what they said it was, but it was in X amount of deep water. Jeez. And they said they had found it. So I just never thought about it again after that. I was kind of like, oh, okay, well, they found it.
And who's
They actually found another one besides that. There's two of them they found recently that they couldn't find.
Well, I think they also found Amelia Earhart's plane.
Just I don't know. All this stuff really irks me, and there might have been a double thing here. This guy Mike might have been right. He might have dumped the stuff and then crashed the plane. It's if he had some kind of deal set up. There's no telling what was going on there though. I originally thought the same thing. I thought they just landed it somewhere, and unfortunately for the people on board, they were just going to be executed, dumped in a pit somewhere. But nothing from it ever showed up in civilian world.
What if they threw the civilians out of the airplane over the ocean first?
Well, they never found any bodies.
All right, here you go. Has MH370 been?
Pacific, you won't find any bodies.
Has MH370 been found? The answer: no. Malaysia flight MH370 has not been found, despite extensive searches, debris discovery.
What's the date on there? Because the one I'm reading said it has been found. So what's the date on there?
Oh, this is.
You got to watch the internet because a lot of times you pick up stuff it's 2-3 years old.
Or 3 months old, yeah.
Yeah, or 3 months old. Yeah. I mean, you got to be careful when you read stuff off the internet.
They're all saying that it hasn't been found yet.
Well, the FAA is saying it's been found.
They spent $150 million. They've called it off the search a long time ago.
Oh, it's Mike's cat. I was like, what the hell?
That was my cat. That was my cat.
Oh, that was your cat? I was like,
yeah,
I thought it was Mike's cat. I was like, what the hell? Meow, man. Don't be meowing at me, cat. What's that, Michael? No, we're looking at Tel Aviv. That's what Mike's got up on the screen right now. Well, I don't know. They were blowing each other hell and back. It takes,
they were trading blows. I would not say that Iran was blowing the hell out of Israel. They did some damage, but the damage Israel did in Iran is far greater.
We'll probably hear later today what else is going on.
They said that it was going to be going on for like a week, and also the reports from Syria is that all these they said hundreds of Israeli planes were just flying over earlier a few hours ago. Hundreds of them headed towards Iran. So they said large planes and fighter planes, like hundreds. So it ain't going to be over till it's over.
He told what's his name, if you retaliated, we were coming after the sheik. So if they kill the sheik, you might actually see a new government.
Well, do we all agree that it's going to take not a toppling, but a unstabilizing its military regime? And how do you destabilize a military regime? You attack its military.
Well, so they done killed a bunch of the top.
The last time when they went after that dude, they used all those bunker busters. He was 75 feet underground. They just went boom, boom, boom until they got down to him.
They still got him, didn't they?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So they're dedicated. They are.
We got bombs now that can easily blow through that.
They're protecting themselves. Hey man, they you know what? Iran threatens them and us every goddamn day. Every time they pray, death to America, death to this, death to that. It's about time they're gone. They're gone.
Yeah. No, I know. It's
Trump said
time.
He thought it was excellent. They were like, "How do you feel about it?" He's like, "It's excellent." But we weren't involved. He loved saying that.
What did he say? I knew about it, but we weren't involved.
Yeah, he loves saying that.
Well,
yeah, well, we weren't involved. I mean, it's other than defending.
I mean, the way it was described this morning, and I don't know which channel it was on. It was 6 o'clock in the morning, so I was just listening. They described it as a state the size of New Jersey attacked a state the size of Ohio and kicked its ass.
Okay, what was I looking for?
It had to happen. It's about time. It's about time. It really is.
I've been saying it since the 80s, Michael. I mean, since I was a kid, teenager, I was like, just, give them 30, 60, 90 days. After 90 days, nuke it, ignite the entire area on fire. And then after a while,
all right, no nukes,
leave it over and make a Walmart and a giant, free amusement park for anybody in the country and anybody on the planet can come and have fun for free. That's what I would do.
They've been in power too long. It's got to go. Too much death, too much destruction. How they treat women and all that. I mean, there's so many huge issues like that. But
Hasn't been a decade without peace in that region since I've been alive. I'm 59
they
years
kill
old.
teenage girls because they don't wear their bull crap, the burqa and all that, man. So you know what? It's about time it's over and done with that type of stuff.
Oh, look at that! The House launches a House Oversight launches investigation into Newsom and Bass over the
Throw
LA
that up.
riots.
Let's read that. Let's dive into that one. I'd like to hear that.
Hold on, let me find out where I am. Do.
Oh, wow, that's quick.
Okay, where is it? Okay, why I got a big whatever in my screen in front of me? Okay, there it is. All right, there.
I didn't hear this kind of news until Wednesday, Thursday next week.
Okay.
Bill, quiet. Sit down, buddy.
I think probably Iran used everything they already got, right? I mean, what more could they do?
Mike, take that off the screen, baby.
What more could they do?
It's okay. Oh, look at these two ugly people. Let's see. Maybe I can make it bigger.
Lord.
Oh, no, I can't make it any bigger. Okay. Oh yeah. Oh wait, that's the people. We don't care about them. Yeah, there it goes. House Oversight Committee launched investigation into Governor Gavin Newsom, Democrat in California, and Democratic Mayor Karen Bass. Yeah, Bass like an ass. Just take away the B and you got her real name, Karen Ass.
Yeah. Look who's levying the charges, though.
It's
Chairman James Warner, Representative Kentucky, and Representative Clay Higgins, Representative Louisiana, are leading the investigation, which is requesting Pam Bondi and Kash Patel to provide documents. Oh God, they're cooked.
They just well, hey, look, they did this to Trump nonstop. Now they know how it feels. But it's not going to teach them anything.
Unless they go to jail.
But then it might.
One of them comes out of jail and gets reelected back into the same office they just got kicked out of. I would not be surprised.
I wouldn't be surprised at anything.
I said it first.
Where was the one I was looking for?
Anybody else?
That wasn't even what I was looking for. I just something I came across while I was looking for something else. I was looking for the damn video. I went that side by side video. I don't know what I did with it. It's aggravating the hell out of me. I can't figure out what I did with it. It's I guess I got crazy. See, New York had protests and they were all well behaved and didn't go crazy and destroy nothing or anything.
New York was starting to get violent. They said Chicago was a violent protesting. They're predicting Philadelphia will have protests this weekend. I don't know. What are they predicting for your area, Michael? Do you know?
My area where the Bears are.
They ain't predicting them stupid things going up there.
I know they're predicting Philadelphia to break out with ice riots this weekend, which is today, tomorrow, whatever.
Too many rednecks around here, man. You gotta go north to Ithaca a little bit, 30 minutes north. That's where all the liberals are.
On a complete side note, so what is this? Caitlin, which one is it? So she's quitting because the black girl keeps being racist to her all the time from the WW. That's the girl who went to jail in Russia for the drugs.
But so she like a man.
That's what they think she is, and she's fighting with this other than Caitlin Clark, who's one of the best women in the league, and she's fighting with her all the time. She's always bumping into her, knocking her over, tripping her, punching her, and sometimes they do something.
Went to jail in Russia.
Yeah, she's the one who went to jail in Russia. The big talent. Yeah,
we traded her for
not Caitlin Clark. The other girl went to jail in Russia. Caitlin's just a white girl. She didn't go. She's just a basketball.
Talking about Angel Reese, the one she's been battling with.
Yeah, that's the one they said today went to jail in Russia. I thought it was a different girl, but she said it was the same exact girl. I was like, because I was watching it on CNN. I'm always a little skeptical when I'm watching CNN. It's
she got caught for bringing in drugs, and
and I was surprised. And I remember when they let her back in the league, but I was surprised when they did. I was like, really? I was like, but I guess it's marijuana. What's the big deal? Marijuana's legal in a bunch of states now. I guess you can't hold it against her.
Yeah, and it was also edibles that she was going to share with the team.
It was I don't know why you'd bring fucking drugs into Russia. I mean, really and truly. I mean, that's just outright stupidity. I mean, why would
Unless you have
anyone?
a diplomatic pouch, I wouldn't do it.
I'm thinking,
Yeah,
why in
it's
the
not
hell?
Angel Reese, man. She's much younger than the other one.
Well, I mean, but it was a raw
Yeah.
deal. I mean, she went in there, got caught for drugs, and we traded her for several really nasty guys. Like one of them was the architect of 911.
She's
One of the guys that helped plan the plane attacks on 911. They let him go for her.
Whoa.
Yeah, it's kind of messed up.
Oh, some ugly anti ice thing jumped up on my screen right now. It kind of scared me a little bit. It was if it was I'm sorry. It was just
So you're talking about Brittany Griner. She was the one who was arrested in Russia.
Yeah, that's the one.
Yeah.
And she's been fighting with the other chick. She's been fighting with her, and I mean you can see it. This fucking girl's knocked over the referee a couple of times. She looks like a guy. I don't, whether she is or not, I couldn't tell you, but she sure the hell looks like a guy. It's I would actually request that she be tested. If that was the league, I would ask her to be tested.
Oh, she's a dude. She has an Adam's apple. I'm looking at her picture right now. She's a trans woman.
So Caitlin said she wasn't coming back, and then somebody said, "Oh, yeah, she is. She got injured. She's coming back." I don't know. I just read again. She said she wasn't coming back until something was done with this. She said the league needed to address this,
which is extremely unusual for any female of any race.
She's
They can't play sports without some controversy, like.
But I mean, so this is this is what sucks for these people because women's basketball has been making a big come in and it's been starting to make some money and stuff. Now you're gonna start doing this, because they're already bitching that 30% of all the women in are lesbians, so they're already bitching about that, and then they're bitching that all the blacks are racist, which I'm sure is not true, but still. That's what they're bitching about. And Caitlin, and you can actually see the other chick. She's seriously racist. She's seriously, just a bitch. And this girl's actually better than her. And it's starting that anytime this girl beats her, Caitlin beats her, she gets pissed off.
Yeah, you're talking about Angel Reese.
Yeah, I'm talking whichever. There are two of them together. Wait, I'll find them. I just was reading about them a minute ago. What did I do with them? I was doing
Angel Reese. That one Caitlin been battling it out the last couple of months. Who knows?
I don't care about all that. I don't care about bizarre things walking around on the basketball court. That just sounded weird in itself. What the hell? That's the only damn thing that's weird because of the way I search on this. Every now and then I get some weird stuff, like paranormal stuff comes up in the middle of the search. It's just kind of weird. Or UFO stuff sometimes comes up right in the middle of the search. Damn, I hear motorcycles outside. That's weird. They don't
Right now, it's quiet outside of my house, but it's summertime, so there's going to be motorcycles at some time at weird hours here.
Iran launches more missiles, but that looks like last night, too. Look, people, that's not even what I typed in here. I mean, give me a break. That's why I don't like Bing. I don't like Google either, to be honest with you. I've gotten to the point where I don't like Google either. Who are these people? There's some goofy looking SOBs around. And just Caitlin girl ain't exactly a cutie herself. She's kind of scary looking. She's kind of goofy looking, actually. Man, I'm getting hungry. What time is it? Oh, that's why I'm getting hungry. I looked over and said, that's why I'm getting hungry. It's won't they give me what I'm looking for? Oh, shoving people on the benches. Ooh, that sounds bad. Yeah, that sounds bad too. Still not telling me what I want. So we're just going to leave this all together. Da, 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 da. Goodbye, Microsoft. Because actually, you must be a POS. I'm not even sure how I got in Microsoft. It must have been one of the other links I was looking at. Because it just, where the hell did it come from? Okay, we'll just give me some Google, baby.
I was just looking at the Tel Aviv live feed, and it doesn't look like there's much happening. So it looks like
Still quiet.
Break, yeah, a little quiet right now.
It's still quiet, huh?
Yeah.
Well, it's going to be interesting. I don't know how much missiles and stuff Iran has because they've been giving so much to Russia.
Well, Netanyahu, just as they were finishing up, or just as they finished their operations, he said they destroyed 1/3 of their ballistic missiles.
Yeah, I heard you saying that.
Stock, something to that effect. So that's a lot. I mean, that's basically what Zelensky did with the Russian bombers. He took care of 1/3 of their bombers.
Yeah, I've been getting different feedback on those bombers because a lot of people said they only had 70 and they destroyed 40.
So that when he destroyed about 60 of them.
Well, they said there was only 70 total, and then they said there was only 40 destroyed.
Yeah,
it's still more than half. 70 sounds a bit low for bombers for Russia, to be honest with you, but.
Yeah, and every airport that they showed, and there were 4 of them, every airstrip where there was a bomber, there was rubble.
Yeah, they did a good job. I mean, there's no doubt about that.
Yeah, I'm sure they had some help with intel.
Yeah, but somehow or another, they managed to get into the territory without being seen.
But I think probably because those drones were launched locally rather than sent from, Ukraine.
Yeah, they were launched somewhere inside of Russia. They just didn't say where.
Yes, that's what that's my suspicion.
Yeah, that's what they said. They said that happened.
Probably, but they more than likely also had. Ow, Bill, go away. They also probably had some really good, like, either up to date or like they were watching live feed satellite footage of those 4 bases they attacked. They knew where everything was.
They it was I don't know, it's very strange stuff. But hey, it's a well thought out plan. You got to give them credit for it.
Casually, each one just casually landed on the back spine of each bomber, and then boom, 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 boom. It was like 4th of July for them.
You got to give them credit for it, man. I mean, it was a good strike, well thought out. Yeah, that was just all the way around a good thing.
But what would you do with Joe if you were a country and a smaller country that you were having a fight with took out 1/3? Let's just go with a low estimate of 1/3 of your strategic nuclear deterrent. Would you not react with a nuclear return?
Yeah, you had to do something. I was actually surprised how subdued Russia's.
I am shocked. Yeah, is that Trump? Is that Trump at work, or is that?
No, I think that that's low on ammo. And now they gotta wait because their good friends Iran aren't going to be able to just send them stuff, so they're going to have to wait on North Korea. And China's got to be careful.
Drones for sure.
China's got to be careful.
Yeah.
Because I mean, if they start giving them too much stuff, it could get nasty fast.
China doesn't want to align themselves with losers,
Yeah, and you did say at the beginning of the show that some people are saying that it would be strategical for China to attack us now while our distractions or attentions are somewhere else.
No, if they could do it right, it's going to be hard. They do have a bigger Navy, but we got a bigger Air Force.
And we have a much more difficult coastline for them to attack.
It doesn't matter how big the Navy is. I mean, you know how fast that ship would be sunk?
Vast ocean.
They'd be sunk so quick, they wouldn't even know what the hell to do. It'd just be a bunch of junk sinking there.
If they were coming from the Atlantic, they might have a better chance because it's closer, but they're coming from the other side of the Pacific, which is...
They would be sunk so fast, you wouldn't even understand. It would be over before it began.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It would be kind of nasty.
I don't think we need more than 3 or 4 submarines to take out most of their surface.
We don't need them. We got planes that can launch torpedoes. You know, I mean, they're very effective, man.
They have those, yeah. Like I said, I don't think
Very,
it'll be
very effective.
Yeah, it's
our submarine force with backup support from the Navy and carrier based planes. I would be a great attack. Yeah.
They can't beat America. It ain't gonna happen. We got too much technology, too much stuff. I mean, like, and also the know-how to
And well,
fight
we
war.
learned from battles like Coral Sea, Midway, and others in the Pacific, where if it hadn't been for Midway, we would all be speaking Japanese on the West Coast and probably German on the
We've been
East.
fighting wars. I mean, for a long time. You got seasoned soldiers, man. I'm gonna head out, man. I'm dead.
Yeah, I'm getting ready to get out of here too. I was just reading
I
something.
stayed
Real
this
quick.
long. I don't know how it was too early today, man. I've been up almost 24 hours.
It's all right. If I can find y'all again, man, I'm like 18,000 pages away. Okay, there we go. Where's it at?
I'll see you all on the chat, man.
Yeah, be good. We'll see you tomorrow night, man. Stay out of trouble. Don't get anybody pregnant.
Be safe. Watch out for those missiles.
Yes.
Yeah,
Don't
watch out
get
for
into-
those
well, hey, we'll have more results too tomorrow to see what actually went down.
Yeah.
'Cause while we're sleeping, they'll probably be blowing the living
Bye,
shit out of
y'all.
you.
Bye.
Be good, baby. Talk to you later.
Bye, Heidi. Bye, everybody. Bye.
Be good. Go sleep. Yes,
Bye.
guys and girls, we getting ready to get out of here ourselves, but I'm thinking what I want for breakfast now that it's after midnight. I can eat breakfast now. It's after midnight.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Sausage, eggs, grits, biscuits. Ooh, that sounds good. Yeah. I got a cup of coffee right here on the side of me. Oh, man. Some more OJ.
If I stay at 4 more hours, I'll be awake for 23 hours. But McDonald's will open and I can get good breakfast food.
Will you stop eating that McDonald's? This shit is bad for you. You know, I used to be a manager.
I know,
for
but
that,
it's pretty tasty. They do make a good sausage biscuit, I must admit. Even with
yeah, they do. They make a pretty good sausage biscuit. And they make a pretty good egg burrito too. It's pretty decent.
It's all right. Yeah, I prefer
not-
making my own huevos rancheros.
Yeah, well, I like making those at home. I like them because I add a little Lulu's ghost pepper to it, just a little tiny drop, not a lot, just to give it a little fluff to it. And I also put Rotel tomatoes in them instead of regular tomatoes. So, and a little Cajun sausage. They're good. You're like, oh yeah, man, wake your ass up in the morning. That's for sure.
Yeah, I've had andouille sausage. It'll wake your ass up in the middle of the night, no matter when you eat that stuff.
I know it will too. No, Jesse. Yeah, I'll look for them for tomorrow night for the ones. Yeah, they're on one of the servers somewhere. I had about 5 of them where they're just talking. Oh, and I had, you know what, 2 of them were lefties losing, and I did see that. It's yeah, we keep lefties losing it on the thing.
We need to make that a regular segment. Some of that stuff is so funny.
Yeah, so yeah, you can, and actually that's on the playlist on UFO Paranormal Radio. If you look under UPRN stuff, it's actually in there. Yeah. No, we're gonna play it now because we're getting ready to go to bed. Well, we're getting ready to get off and then go eat, then go to bed. Yes. But anyway, I want to thank everyone for tuning in to United Public Radio. You can catch Jay and I and the boys and whoever else shows up tomorrow night on the chat. Hopefully, we'll see the girls there as well. And no, I'll be there in Arthur's Quill at 4:00. Yeah. Now, next week on Arthur's Quill, I'm off. I might be off on both shows, so I'll have to talk with Jay about that this coming week. But you guys take care of yourselves. Have some fun. If you're in Israel, keep your head down. If you're in Iran, run like hell.
Yeah, leave.
Yes. Overthrow your government. Do something.
The Israelis are coming for you. The IDF is not. They're not playing.
I know we have a lot. I know we have a lot of listeners in Iran. So look, if you're in the military and listening to us right now, get out. Israel's planning on killing y'all. I mean, get out or rebel. Go against. If you rebel and take over, Israel might stop bombing the crap out of y'all. But as long as you're shooting missiles at them, they're going to come by and keep bombing the shit out of you. And now
empire with Israel is over.
Yes.
They will not come to the table. So
well, they have air superiority now, and you can't even get out in the sea because our U.S. Navy's right there, so you're stuck.
Well, they're landlocked anyway. They have their access to the sea is by river.
Well, guys and girls, I'm just saying, if you're over there, duck your heads, be careful. Everybody in Israel, be careful. Everybody in, like I said, Iran, run like shit. get out, go somewhere else. And hopefully we'll see a new government in Iran over the next few weeks, just like we did in Libya and Syria. Maybe we're seeing a new Middle East. Maybe the Middle East is transforming. Yes.
Maybe we are working. Maybe this is working towards the one world unification.
And for our friends in the Ukraine, I don't know what's going on over there. It's been a little bit on the weird side, a little on the quiet side. I know Russia was coming to the table, and then y'all went and blew up all their bombers. Now they're pissed off.
Yeah.
And the problem for you, Ukraine, is not technology. You got lots of that, and you're going to get lots of weapons. You just don't have the manpower. You're going to run out of people is what the problem
Well, and both sides are going to run out of drones because both sides were getting their drones from guess where? Iran.
Well, Ukraine's getting them from Israel.
Maybe now, but they had started earlier. We even reported on this last year. They had started getting them from.
Yeah, they had, and then they got with Israel and decided to design their own drones. They got together, and they still are. They're in the middle of stealing these fancy drones. Israel's going to mass produce them. Well, Ukraine's producing their own drones right now, which is impressive for somebody getting the shit bombed out of them. But that little pissy response that Putin did after all those bombers worries me. Either he's out of weapons, which is possible, or he's planning on doing something else.
Or he's smart enough to not use the nuke variant until it's like his last, desperate choice.
Well, I don't think he's worried about Trump as much as he is England or France or Germany. Well, Germany can't do anything, but there are other countries with nukes.
Well, I'd be fairly certain to say if he found out, France gave intel, or Spain, or anywhere in Europe, England including, if he finds out any one of those countries gave intel to Ukraine that helped them get the bombers, I'll bet you he'll hit them too. I wouldn't be surprised. I would not be surprised.
Then Europe is at war after that because that's all the EU and some of that's NATO.
Absolutely.
So then you got to take on all the EU and NATO and the United States.
That's London. The U.S. is in too.
That's what I'm saying. Well, if he attacks France, because France, once the EU gets involved, some of those countries are NATO countries, so we're involved automatically. Yeah, it's the way they worked it out. It's kind of sucky for us, but we, what we do is up to us. I mean, we can stand on the sideline and say, "Hey, look, until you need us, leave us the fuck alone.
Yeah.
Let us build up our reserves and keep an eye on China while you're fighting with Russia. And if it gets bad, we'll come over and blow the living shit out of Russia for you." But they have the same size military as Russia does.
Right, but that's probably the strategy for China is wait for us to get over involved or over incorporated into Europe and Africa, and then boom, they hit us from the back.
Yeah, so
we got to be careful.
Yeah, we are, and Trump ain't playing with them. And well, that's why another submarine popped up. That one submarine, 24 Trident missiles. I mean, 20 not Tridents. They were I forgot now, but 24 missiles, 16 warheads per missile.
What class was it? An Ohio?
I didn't say. It just said, and because the new ones come out are only going to have 16 missiles. Did you know we were downsizing?
Well, probably because they're miniaturized. They probably can put, what is it, 36 or 32?
Oh, I don't know how many warheads they get on them.
It might be 24, but they can put like 20.
It's like the Trident. It's like the Trident ARM 2 or something. Anyway,
24 nuclear weapons on there. Each one is greater than that which happened in Nagasaki or Hiroshima combined.
Yeah. So anyway, you're gonna have 20 with this one. You got 24 missiles with 16 warheads. It's a lot.
Do the math. Bye China. Bye Russia. Bye. You name a country.
So I mean, you have over 300 warheads on that submarine. That's not including anything if they have cruise missiles or anything. So.
Oh well, it definitely will. I mean, those 24 are vertical stacks. That's on the back of the submarine. There's likely 2, 4, or 6 forward tubes and 2 or 4 rear tubes, and those can launch both torpedoes and missiles that actually leave the water and then become cruise missiles, Tomahawk TLAMs, and maybe a new name for them, but Tomahawks were the big thing in the 80s. It was a cruise missile. They could be E-tipped with nuclear devices.
Oh yeah, they still call them Tomahawks. They've just been upgraded so many times. I doubt they're the original Tomahawk.
In the 80s, we had the ADCAP 48 torpedoes. Now we're up to, I think, to ADCAP 52.
Yeah, they've got a lot. I was watching.
We're up to that at least, I think.
Yeah, I was watching. Those subs are pretty good, and then you've got our hunter killer subs, which have quite a few missiles on board. It's a not.
They have a Sea Lance, there's a Harpoon, and there's one other, and then there's the T-Lams, the Tomahawks. All kinds of weapons, yeah.
We have two. If you don't count the Seawolf, we have two other hunter killer packs. That's all they do is hunt down submarines. Now, they're actually multi-rolled. Originally, they were designed to hunt down just to hunt down submarines, but then they realized they can be used for a lot of other things. So now they're all multi-rolled. But
and marine research is one of the number one multi-roles.
And the new one's going to be a badass submarine. It's just going to have 16. It'll be able to go twice the depth. It can go down. It'll show a picture of about the size of a small whale, maybe a large dolphin swimming, way too small to be a submarine. It'll be very quiet. You won't be able to hear it. So if it's just sitting there, and if it's sitting there and you ping it, it won't even reflect.
If it has an infrared recording, you will not get a metal ding. It will not reflect.
So the only way you
sonar will definitely detect the engines and other, what you might call natural sound.
Oh, and what else they did was, even with the nuclear subs today, they still have mechanical parts in the way their steam and all works. The new ones will be all electric.
Yeah. But you still have a water pump still is going to make noise.
Not on these. No, they don't make any noise at all. They are quiet, just like an electric engine in a car. Ooh, somehow they're converting it over.
People may not know the underwater microphones are pretty good.
They were showing this. This is something new. This is only coming out in the new sub. It's not even out yet. It's only coming out in the new sub, and they were showing how it worked. So because the coating on the outside, but there's a coating on the inside. The new subs too. You're not hearing anything. You don't even know there's anything there.
Well, if they put the rubber coating on the inside hull and the outside external hull, then there probably
isn't. But this is something else. I forgot what they called it, but and then they've got this thing they can spray on now that are little hooks that also let the ship flow through the water much better and much faster. So they found them on marine animals, especially on sharks, and they weren't sure what they are. They're just like they look like little Velcro hooks. And they put them all over the outside, and it's like them little tip wings people put on their cars that are this big, but you don't realize they make a difference in your speed.
Yes, allegedly the skin of certain shark species is enough to, if they scrape you with it, they can cut you.
Yeah, that's what these are. And so they've learned this. They started implanting them in smaller subs, but they're going to keep them for the big ones too. They're like, with this kind of technology, it's just you're just not going to know they're there until it's too late.
Yeah.
And of course, we've got a new passive sonar that doesn't make any noise. That we can see long before they can see us.
Yeah, remember the system they were using after World War II was called SOSUS. That became inefficient because silent subs became a thing. But the Russians didn't quite have the technology. We developed a thing called SIRTAS, which started in the 60s and went through the 80s before it was declassified. They have something much, much, much better now. I know where SIRTAS came from, but it's no longer there. You can look it up in encyclopedias and whatnot. Just like Joe said, it was a passive array and an active array, and together, the two combined things, we could find you drop a pin on a Russian sub, we could find you 60 miles an hour or 60 miles away while we're going 36 knots underwater. That means we're going fast and loud, and you're going sub-silent. We can hear you. Our subs in the 80s could kill everything, and probably still can.
Yeah, well, I know some of the new stuff we got is pretty badass. I was listening to him talk about it. It's very, very interesting the way that the equipment works now. They're trying to minimize as many moving parts as possible, so there is no chance for any metal against metal.
Allegedly, we have a hydro magneto drive, what they call a caterpillar. It's like a jet underwater.
Well, this is not quite like Caterpillar, but it's a little bit different. But
still like a jet underwater.
It has a It's got a so it's got a how the thrusters on the new jets can move and wiggle and do stuff.
Vectored thrust, not
Yeah, so that's basically what the sub's got is vector thrust. It's
Yeah.
basically what it's got, and but it has some type of prop. I just didn't quite understand. It got a little weird there for a minute. So, but hey, it sounds interesting. Sounds like it's fast. Sounds like it can dive deep, carry a lot of torpedoes.
We have a Caterpillar type drive as well.
I got a little confused though when they started saying, "Oh, they only carried 12 Tomahawks or 10." I remember Trump launching 99 last time, so I'm thinking, well, why do y'all carry so little and that would carry so many?
Well, they can also launch the Tomahawks from the vertical stacks as well. So if you have 8 tubes and you fill the entire submarine, I think an entire submarine could probably launch off at least 30. So you want to launch 90? That's 3 or 4 or 5, maybe 16. Not 16, maybe 5 or 6 subs at most.
But no, this was one sub, 99. That's what it was. It was just one sub. He was having dinner with fucking Chinese president when he did it. That's why it was such a big deal. He launched it against Syria. One sub.
So cool.
Well, no, because I mean,
Well,
torpedoes.
Actually, I mean, the Tomahawk is a big thing. It's bigger than a torpedo.
Yeah. Well, no, it can't be bigger than a torpedo because they can put them in torpedo tubes, so it can't be bigger than a torpedo.
They can also be as big as the ones in the vertical stacks. They actually
I know. They said the ones in the front they should be able to carry on a typical hunter sub. They should be able to carry 25 just in the front torpedo tubes, and then probably the same amount in the back. That's 50, and anything in the middle on any of the storage places, they should be able to carry 90.
24 vertical stacks. So
because it's a waste to take a submarine and only have 12 cruise missiles on it and send it overseas. It's going to get killed.
Yeah,
it's just a waste.
Well, I don't think they can reload the vertical stacks once they're out of port, but they can reload all of the torpedo tubes at will.
Yeah, I've never heard them doing a vertical stack outside of.
I don't think they can reload them once they're.
They can reload them at sea, but they have a special ship that does that.
Yeah,
it's a special tender.
You can't do it while you're moving. And if you're expecting a tactical situation, you stop to reload one of those, you're dead.
Well, because they don't have any open panels in the bottom of the stack where you could slide a missile into it because it'd be too dangerous with all the thrust coming out those. Because I mean they're pressurized.
Well, you have to also stack the missile vertically because otherwise you have to have room enough to make them stand up. It just wouldn't work.
It's so you got to bring them in from the top.
Yeah.
It's but really truly they don't really need them because they have I know they have the side launchers. They have the port launches that just pops up in the front like this and sends out a missile and pops back down. There's actually several ways to launch a missile off of most
deck down and stuff too, yeah, but they have torpedoes that actually turn into missiles that leave the water. They have the Sea Lance, which is the first one. It's fly by wire, so it's remote controlled as long as you have sight. You have to see the missile with the ship. But once it launches, if it doesn't find its target underwater, it launches out and becomes an airborne missile. And will search for, if you have a control of it still, you can hit a surface vessel. And if you're very lucky, maybe if you're close to shore, maybe something on the ground. And then at some point, it runs out of that fuel. It drops back down in the water and again becomes a torpedo that can search on its own. So that's really cool. That's a very cool weapon.
Yeah, I mean, that there are a lot of them out there. It's not a... What? What the hell? People send me the weirdest stuff sometimes. You gotta just kind of what the hell? It just goes to commercial. Now my damn internet, not my internet, but my pages. Want to go to its own.
YouTube, if you play and it gives you the commercial, and you hit the back button, and you play it again, you don't get the commercial.
It's weird. It's irritating. I know that. I don't have to figure that out. It's definitely irritating on that thing. All right, why is it doing that? Google, you're being a mess. It's well, it gets all in a mess. Oh, there it is.
And it's still quiet on the Western Front. That is Tel Aviv.
Yeah. Trump gave Syria attack orders doing dessert with Xi Jinping. Submarine unleashes 99 cruise missiles.
Wow, just one submarine. That's
one submarine. Well, that makes sense to me. I mean, why do you have somebody that carries any less than that? I mean, I can understand if you got nuclear missiles and you're carrying 12 or 15 cruise missiles.
They don't carry all of one type of weapon. They usually carry, 5 of these, 6 of those, 22 of these. They usually carry mission-specific weapons that they think they're going to have to use.
So they launched 59 cruise missiles and 40. It looks like a Sea Sparrow.
Yeah, one of the newer ones.
So they launched 99 missiles.
Either vertically or torpedo, but it's a land. It attacks land targets. Yes.
Yes. Yeah, these are land targets.
Yeah.
There was it was 87% effective on land. So 99 missiles is what they launched, and 59 of them are cruise missiles.
Oh, do you remember that old 80s song?
I wish there was a lot of old 80s songs, killer.
99 loose balloons, 99
red
balloons.
Yeah.
Boom, 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 boom.
That's crazy. That was on, I just seen the date too. It was in 2017, no less. And it was while he was having dessert with Xi Jinping. Yeah, I think it was really more to prove a message that she look. I will blow the living shit out of something. I don't have no problem with it at all. But somewhere in 2017, damn, I lost the date. I wanted to see what the date was.
What is that? Oh, I can get it. I don't have as many windows open.
It's okay, this one's different. What the fuck is this one? Now this one says 99 cruise missiles. What the fuck, Dan? Get the hell out of here. Sorry, just jumped to a different one.
Riot missile strike. The United States launched 59 Tomahawk cruise missiles from the Mediterranean Sea into Syria. What else?
Yeah, see, now this one's saying 99 too for some reason.
Well, this says 59. This is Wikipedia.
That's what the first one I read said. Well, if it's, don't even trust Wikipedia, so that's probably is wrong.
Yeah, that's why I was at shock. I mean, that's why I said maybe 3 submarines fully loaded.
No, that's one. But that's only one submarine. No, see, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
When I was in the Navy, I remember we used to stack them up pretty heavy, and I already knew there was way more.
More of a smaller weapon than some of them. So the vertical stacks could carry one size weapon, and that's it.
But these did no. These submarines don't have vertical stacks. The ones that shoot these Tomahawks missiles do not have vertical stacks.
The Tomahawk has seen them. It's a torpedo-launched air missile. Yes.
Yeah, but it's not launched through a vertical stack. It's launched through a side stack.
They do have a vertical stack version of a Tomahawk, but
they do. But on these are 100-kilo submarines, and that's what I said. That's what I was talking about earlier about multi-roles. That's one of the new roles of the 100-killer is to be able to do this.
I'm not sure they have vertical stacks at all. I think the Ohios do, but I don't think the LAs did.
No, but these don't. Whatever these just were just
the
on
LA
there.
was 4 and 2, 4 forward and 2 rear tubes, and they carried probably about 50 torpedoes altogether, maybe 100 if they got.
What is that? Glenn Rail Encyclopedia says there's always been some argument whether it was 99 or 59. He said, but if you find the audio clip, it clearly says 99.
Well, still, if it's 99,
it doesn't matter. We'll find it.
Probably 2 submarines at least, maybe 3.
No, it was only one submarine. That was the whole point. He was making it. See, that's what the whole point was about this. He was trying to prove a point. One submarine by itself did this. That's what the point was to Xi Jinping. It never talks about multiple submarines in any article. It only talks about one. That was it. And you could tell by the way they were being fired if you were watching. It was only one submarine. There was no other submarines there.
What class vessel was it?
They didn't say.
Well, unless it was a Seawolf, it was less than 8 tubes, so it was probably 6, 2 forward.
But it doesn't matter how many tubes it's got. You can just keep reloading tubes.
Yeah, but if you stay in the same place and you keep launching 99, someone's going to find you. It would take too long for them to deploy.
Who's going to find? Who's going to first off? Who's going to have the balls to even mess with her? There ain't nobody in that sea we're going to mess with the Navy, and you don't know if we had surface vessels in the vicinity.
Well, in order
Which
for
I don't actually, from what the original article said,
they launch, they have to go pretty far from their flotilla to get their things launched without hitting
so
their
from
own.
what they originally said, the sub just pulled up off the coast, unloaded itself, turned around, and left. That's exactly how they said it. That's exactly how the news stories carried it.
Wow.
And that's exactly what they said. They were just saying, "Let us show you." And from what I understand, they unloaded it pretty fast. It didn't sound like it take much time to get them unloaded. Even to me, it was more about the fact that he did this while he was having dinner with Xi Jinping. That was more impressive to me than whatever the ships were doing. But yeah, there's always been a big argument about what our submarines can carry. But do you realize how big our submarines are? They're fucking huge. 580 feet,
Right,
25 feet across. That's insane.
Okay, so each of the 14 Ohio class SSBNs carried up to 24 SLBMs with multiple independently targeted warheads. Those are vertical stacks.
So that means they carry 48 or maybe 50.
And well, if each missile could put 24 warheads on it, that's even more. But it also only had 4 of its missile tubes permanently deactivated and now carry a maximum of 20 missiles that are shot from the torpedo tubes.
I don't know what ships those are. I can tell you that for a fact. I've seen more.
14 Ohio class.
We've loaded more than that doing a subtending routine.
No, listen. It says right here on each of the 14 Ohio submarines, Ohio class SSBNs, each submarine has had 4 of its missile tubes permanently deactivated and now only carry a maximum of 20 missiles. So it had to be another sub or something. I don't know.
There was no other subs, and that sub could easily carry 60 or 80 missiles.
It had to have been one of the Seawolves then. It had
No, you're not taking into consideration all that compartment in between the front and back of the sub. If they're not carrying nuclear torpedo, now listen, it doesn't matter what that says. They never tell you the truth on the thing. Jay, I was in the Navy. It doesn't work that way. So if you go look up, I can prove it to you right now. Go look up what the max speed of an aircraft carrier is. It's off by almost 40 knots.
Oh, yeah.
By 40 knots. So that tells you, go look at the armament of it and how many planes you can carry. The new planes say they can carry less than 100. No, they can carry about 135.
31.5 knots for the USS Nimitz.
Yeah, and it doubled that easy. Yeah. Easy. I know, and it's easy, what got me about that is it always used to crack me up when they'd go, okay, it's sailing from Norfolk, and all of a sudden it's in the Middle East in 3.5 days. Well, no, that's doing way over 30 knots, my friend. That's all it has. That's closer to about 80 knots. And this is a nuclear 2 twin actor. Oh no, that was a single reactor.
And what does it have? 6 screws or 3 screws?
I don't remember, to be honest with you.
It's got more than 3 screws. I'll tell you that much. Got a minimum of 3 screws.
That wasn't my department down there. I never went down there.
Yeah.
You never see me down there.
It's got more than 3 screws on it.
The thing about it is actually even a dual screw can go fast. It just pops up.
They probably didn't use all 3 of them all the time.
The size of the prop really dictates the speed. So, multiple props are size of the prop. Either way, it just depends which way they go. But no, I mean, all the submarines I've ever seen can easily carry 100 missiles. I've never seen it could carry anything. I mean, not missiles, but like torpedoes, Tomahawks and stuff like that. I've never seen one that could carry anything less than that. It would defeat the purpose. How could you be a battlefield with 20
World War
torpedoes?
II, our submarines carried 15, 20. In the 80s, they are.
Yeah, and think about what you just said. They were 1/3.
But that's about it. I mean,
but think about what you just said. They could carry 15, anywhere from 12 to 20 is what they could carry, and they were 180 meters long. The new ones are 580. They can carry far more than that. That's what I'm trying to get across. They're way bigger than people realize. When they're sitting on the side of an aircraft carrier, they're quite a bit longer. And when you see one pop up, you think, it's going to be this big. No, fuck no. It's like half the size of half the length of the carrier. It's big. Yeah, it's big around, and it's multiple deck too. It's not like it's only one deck. I mean, they're anywhere from 18 to 35 feet across, and they're multiple deck.
Yeah, not like 10 decks though, from conning tower to.
So bottom. you could easily fill 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 compartments, maybe 7 with rockets or missiles or whatever you want to put in it, torpedoes. And we don't use standard torpedoes
more
anymore.
weapons you can carry too, as well.
And these have smaller crews now. They don't have to have as big a crews as they used to either.
Yeah.
There's down crew, so you don't have the biggest crews. But anytime you hear, same thing with the Air Force. You hear an Air Force tell you, oh, that jet does Mach 1.2, then you can bet your ass that jet does about 1.8, 1.9. We're never going to give our enemies an actual speed. It's just not in us to do it. We're never going to tell you what the maximum payload is of anything, or the maximum size of missiles,
or the maximum depth. Yeah.
You know, it's just not something
they like
that we
it's
do.
still classified how deep they can go.
I mean, it is, and still, you have to put something out. So you put something out. I remember I was working on a Tomcat, and I was talking with a pilot, and we were working with the missile, with the warhead guys, and we're reading the DPK-5, which is a manual that tells you, oh, this plane can only carry blah 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 blah. And I'm like, well, man, they're stacking it. I'm like, dude, you can't do that. You're gonna break a fucking wing or over. He said, no, Joe. He said, hold on, let me get you something. And so he comes out with this other manual. He said, this is what it can actually carry. He said, you're looking at what we give to the public. This is what it can actually carry. And it was quite a bit more than what I was told, which makes sense. I mean, it's a fucking Tomcat's a big ass airplane. So it made sense that it could carry a lot more weight. But I mean, you got to go by what you see. And original stats said it was far more fragile than what it actually was. Same thing with the F-35. When you listen to them talk, it sounds like a fragile plane. And then when you find out what the real stats are, or close to the real stats, you're like, oh no, it's a beast. It's a killer beast. And it's got even got an external pack you can put on it.
Yeah, and it has a retractable 20 millimeter Gatling gun that comes out of the wing.
Yeah, so I mean,
see
that
F-22, it has one that pops out of the nose cone. It's
Oh,
also
and
got
that-
a cannon.
And I remembered we were working on a Warthog at Alvin Callender Field, which is the Air Force base. Navy maintains part of the base. And I remember we were working on a Warthog, and a guy goes, he said, he pulls out there's a big roller thing. It's got the whole assembly on it. It's got all the bullets on it. And he rolls it out, and I said, well, that looks like a little bit more than 3,900 bullets. He said, who told you 39? I said, that's what the sheet says, 3,900. Don't put more than that in. And he said, oh, no, it was more like about 7,100.
Yeah.
And it's on this weird cart thing. You just pull it up and it plugs in and just
Like
sucks
seeing a
it up.
magazine and a handgun.
Oh man, it's crazy the way it sucks it up.
Lock and
And
load.
I've watched them eat up tanks at Alvin Callender Field. I mean, they're impressive. I mean, they're impressive. But and I've seen I wish I'd got to see an F-35 or an F-22 up close, but F-18s were beastified too. F-18s are more finesse jet.
14s, but I also saw for the first time in the 80s when they unveiled the Harrier jump jet. I saw that not only up close, but before it flew, and then after we saw it fly. That was a cool ass thing.
Yeah, we had a Harrier squadron attached to the
with
the River Rattle squadron that was attached to. They were attached with us. I tell you what, they sent the whole base on alert one night because somebody thought a fucking UFO was hovering at the end. They came in, 6 of them, and they went in wing formation, and they were just sitting at the end of the runway, flashing, waiting for clearance is what they were waiting on. The fucker asshole in the tower fell asleep, so when he woke up and seen him, he thought it was a UFO. Got on a damn mic, set the whole base on alarm. UFO.
By the way, anybody can hover in the air like a helicopter. This is why the radio operators got scared.
So we're all being woke up. I'm looking out the window and I'm going, what the fuck is going on? And my guy said, you don't see that UFO? I said, it's a fucking Harrier squadron. I'm going back to bed. He's like, Joe, I said, it's a fucking Harrier squadron. I said, when the captain gets here, he's going to be furious. And sure enough, this motherfucker got put on all kind of shit details. And I still remember seeing my captain. The next day he said, well, he said, I didn't see you on the deck. I said, because I looked out my window and seen it was a Harrier squadron. I went back to bed. He said, did you? I said, yeah, I know what Harriers look like. But I mean, really, true. If you don't know what they are, they do look kind of spooky-ish, UFO-ish.
Looking.
Like especially when you got in formation like this, you got all these different lights going
and they don't sit. They hover, but they do like they're like
they kind of move and shift around. So But the way they're doing it is, it looks like they're doing it together, so they're kind of looking like it's tilted wing to wing.
Yeah.
It's weird looking.
And they don't hover always straight up. They can do like this and go sideways and strafe.
Now I seen a F-35C, I believe is what it is.
Yeah.
One of the Marine ones. It was pretty cool, and the little thing pops open. And it goes. Yeah, it does. It can do a roll and stop, or it can just do a straight up and down. Whichever way you want to do it. For some reason, they prefer to do the rolling. While it's hovering. I don't know what the hell that's about, but they just do for some reason. I'm sure there's some reason for it. That we're not. What I don't know, but I'm going to eat. Y'all, ladies and gentlemen, I know y'all still been listening to us. So Jay and I was just chit chatting, so y'all got to hear some chit chatting. Any Clark, you know what, dude? We talk a lot of military stuff on here. Yeah, everybody's well versed.
I know.
Angel Reese is no. Mike was right. It was Angel Reese. That's who Caitlin Clark was fighting with. Was Angel Reese? Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Brittany Griner is the ugly bitch that went to jail in Russia. But you see her all over the place for some reason. But she's playing basketball again. They were talking about it the other day. Somebody said she looked like a guy. So
apparently,
no, I think Caitlin and her got into it on another gig. But anyway, it's not here now. We'll find out tomorrow. What was that, Jay?
Oh, I said that I was looking her up. The Brittany Griner chick. She does look like a man, but she's not. Apparently, she's natural born female, from what people are saying.
Well, she's just an ugly bitch, I guess. Then
she's not attractive.
She's just one of them uglies. Hey, some people are ugly like that. Look at Rodney King. I mean, not Rodney King. You know who I'm talking about? What's the name? Rodney? That kept going to North Korea. The basketball player.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
He used to go hang out with Kim Jong Un.
Mm-hmm. I don't know who you mean. I don't remember his last name. He had yellow hair.
Yeah, he's a doofus. Tats all over the place. Yeah. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, we've got to go. We're like 41 minutes past the top. We're close to 4 hours. Jay's about to go. I'm surprised his old lady ain't come down and snatched him by his ear yet. So get your ass up to bed. Take care of business, baby.
She probably fell asleep herself.
Yeah. But anyway, guys and girls, remember, we'll be here. I'll be here tomorrow at 4 o'clock, and we will be doing the chat. And the chat is always fun. You know what? Hold on. Now that you ask me, I will tell you. Tomorrow it will be Sandra. What this Sandra Saskaski, sorry. Still probably brutalized her name. And let's see who else. I don't know. It's not a shot I can pronounce this poor guy's name, so we'll have to wait till tomorrow. But anyway, these are both winners, so y'all can come check them out. They'll be with us tomorrow. Usually he books an author and an illustrator. So this guy right here is an illustrator, so yes. The other one I'd have to go back and look to see, but usually that's how he books them, as an author and an illustrator. Joe, you're invited to what? What am I getting invites for here? Let's go see what Sandra. Let's go see what Sandra's. She is a. She is a. I don't know what she is. It won't tell me. She is an author, I believe. I believe she's an author. So, but that's usually this anyway. Come by and check us out tomorrow. We'll be talking about that, John and I, and then come see us and the boys and whoever shows up tomorrow. Even hopefully the ladies will show up, and we will do the chat and see what comes out of it. I'm sure there'll be more to talk about.
They would be here tomorrow, so
yeah. I'm sure there'll be more to talk about when it comes to LA and of course Israel,
and maybe perhaps even Ukraine. We haven't heard the retaliation for the loss of. But we'll just say 1/3 of his bombing fleet. It's a significant loss.
11th. Wait, September 11th. What am I going to in September? What am I being invited to? Anyway, I have to read this tomorrow. I'm sorry, guys. People said to be crap in the middle of the night. Oh, by the way, I was going to show this tonight, but we'll save it for tomorrow. James Webb's got a new deep field picture out. Yes, new deep field. Man, there are some seriously big galaxies in this. When you look at pictures like this and you see all of these galaxies, and people say, well, we're alone, and you got to look at people and say, you really cannot be that fucking stupid.
The first deep field study that came from Hubble. This was in the 80s, like 40 years ago.
Yeah, and it was big.
And the scientists were aghast. They were like, well, there are, easily more than double or triple the amount of galaxies we thought were out there.
Yeah.
And now, even today, they've tripled their guesstimate of how many stars are in each per galaxy.
Yeah.
It's all
And
going
then-
up. The
and
numbers
then
keep
they-
going up and up and up and up.
And then they said we wouldn't find galaxies near the event of the Big Bang, and we're finding them there, and they're super galaxies.
Yep, wrong.
Yeah, and yeah, no, people, these aren't little guys; these are super galaxies. And you have to remember that means they're 14 billion years old, people. 14 billion years. As far as I know, our galaxy is around 5 billion years old. I don't know. They argue about it all.
Our galaxy is around, I believe, more than 4.5 billion. Our solar system is 4.5 billion years, but the galaxy, I think, is a little bit older.
Yeah, I think they said 10 or 11 billion, to be honest with you.
Probably.
It's been a while, but I think they said 10 or 11, yeah. Well, no, all I remember was double what Earth's lifespan was, is all I remember. So it has to be around there.
So let's just call it 9 billion years.
Yeah. So, guys, well, go read, people. You can send us anything you want. I got to go to bed. And look, this beauty can't just stay all the time,
Yeah, I got to get by the bowling alley and get the ball chamois so I can get this nice and shiny for the chat.
But any topics y'all may have, write to any of us. Just send it to us at iCar, anywhere you want, iCarCox.net, or any of the hosts. You can catch us on text or messenger, whatever. And send us whatever topics you want to hear about tomorrow night. But on that note, I want to thank everyone for tuning in to United Public Radio and News on the Flip Side. Any moans, groans, bitches, gripes, or complaints, please feel free to write to Michelle DeRoche, courtesy of Michelle DeRoche. Good night, everybody.